All right, Cole. All right, Cole. All right, Cole.
You know what
we
time it
got
is.
we got so much to talk about, man. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So LeBron free agency is speculated. He hasn't announced it himself, but it's been reported by some reputable sources that he is going to be a free agent, which like normally would be front page news, right? Where's LeBron going to go even at 30 something? Nah. We not talking about that at all. I mean, we gonna talk about it, but we not. That's not what we here for. The Browns just had a draft, Cole. Usually, that's like, hey, bro, we can't wait to get into the lab to talk about that, right?
We
Hold
gonna
on.
talk about it. We gonna talk about it, but we ain't gonna talk about that right now.
That ain't it. That ain't what we are right now. That's not what we are right now. Okay, okay. Well, you know what? You know what usually supersedes the Browns doing something decent? Another team doing something stupid. We talk about the Falcons, right? That's gonna be the main subject today. The Falcons, they moved up for Michael Penix. Is that what the chat want to talk about? Oh, okay. I know what chat want to talk about. The Cavs, right? The meltdown. They love it when the Cavs stink because they love hearing us get mad at the Cavs, right? Like that's what they want. That must be what the people want today, right? Is that it? Is
You
that
know,
it?
you know what we about to talk about, dog. You know what we about to talk about.
Ooh, I will just say this. I was on Twitter and I'm like, wow, what an event filled day. You know, the Browns signed the center, didn't expect that. They extended Greg Newsome out for his 5th year option. I'm like, okay, I got a lot of work to do. And then I saw somebody retweet a link from actual Kendrick Lamar's page. And it was a song link. And I'm like, that ain't what I think it is, right? There's no way. There's no way. And then, I click on the video, I see it's 6 minutes. I'm like, there's no way. There's no way. Now, I'll tell you my experience. I heard the beginning. I'm like, I like it, but I don't know if this is what people want right now, right? It's kind of chill. It's got the soulful shit going on, and he's hit him with some like little jazz, right? It's basically him just sitting Drake down, like, hey man, let me talk to you real quick about why I don't like you, and then the beat switches. And you realize there will never be no reconciliation. It was pure hatred. Like it was.
I hate the way that you walk. I hate the way that you talk. I hate the
I
way
hate
that
the
you
women that
dress.
you choose to have coitus with. It's insane. It's insane. Oh,
This is
oh,
nuts. This is nuts.
oh. It was. Hey man, imagine being Drake 4 minutes into that diss track and the beat hasn't even changed for the last time. Yeah, you like, this got to be it. You scroll on the video, it's got 2 more fucking minutes left.
Hey, dog. We didn't even talk about the craziest part, which is the sexy red part.
Oh my God. Where he says, when I see you, when you look in the mirror with sexy red, I believe you see 2 bad bitches. I think you hate women because you think it's competition. You might pop ass with them. Oh my God.
Oh man. Oh man.
He said he got an ad man.
Dog. That's oh dog.
This was. I was worried, Cole. I've talked about this show. I was worried. I'm like, I don't know if Kendrick going. I don't know if Kendrick going to do what he needs to do on this one, right? Like, his last album was on some more introspective shit. Like, I was worried. I'm like, is he going to bring the demon out? In Drake's words, is he going to bring the demon out? Yeah. Oh, this is who he was talking about on Element. Like, say Candyman 3 times, see what happened. Yeah, this. Like,
Man, we was waiting for this. We was waiting for this
oh,
weeks.
oh,
Weeks.
I did not realize how much I needed this. like until it dropped. And I was like, I must have needed it because that shit dropped at like noon. Well, that shit dropped early in the morning, right?
Yeah, it was like 11.
I did not get any work done from when that track dropped because I think I caught it 12 minutes after release for when that track dropped till literally once I got you. I almost forgot to get you on Zoom because I've been listening to that song this whole time. Okay.
Now, I promise I wasn't doing. I was like, oh, no, I gotta listen to this like 3 times. I had to talk about it for like 2 hours. You know what I'm saying?
No, this was what this is what we need to sit down. Okay. Like push-ups was hard. Push-ups was really good. But this was crazy. Like I feel bad for Drake because this is the second time it's happened to him where it's like part of me feels bad for Drake, not all of me, but part of me feels bad for Drake because Duppy Style was good. It just happened to be preceded by Story of Adion, which was the most disrespectful diss track of all time. Well, one of them. Just pure.
I was about to say, don't do that. Don't do this.
Yeah. Push it in and say he fucked his wife, right? Like that's, and then provide evidence.
Like, no Vaseline is the most disrespectful diss track of all time, still to this day.
By the way, every time I think of this, like Drake listening to a diss track with the Story of Adion and this, I think about it like the scene from Straight Outta Compton where they listening to it, and then the people listening to it start laughing. Cut that shit off, man. We're gonna sue him. We're gonna call the ADL. Oh, I know he got on the phone with his lawyers after that. Like, oh,
bro, it's so many lies in this Kendrick diss. That's so.
He said in the beginning of this. So he said, was it I make music that energizes them, you make music that pacifies them. I can say more about that, but I'm gonna let that one go. That's kindness. He was like, I'm not even gonna take the low-hanging fruit. I was talking about, I was like, this is so much more. Like, we thought this shit was about the GOAT debate. Like, I think me and Rail were talking about this. We thought this shit was about the GOAT debate. No, Kendrick can't stand the place that he occupied, like the place that Drake exists and how he exists in that space. He hates him. Like, he hates what he represents. He hates the people who jam his tape. Like, that's...
He hate everybody.
He hate what you stand for.
I'm not gonna say the word, but he said, I hate the way that you say. He said, maybe it's just me.
Have you ever run into a situation like that, and we don't got to be explicit on here, where somebody has said a specific word and you know that given the rules that we have with society, that word is okay for that person to use technically, but then you go, like, has anybody made you pause like Logic when they say that? Like in your real life?
You said like Logic. That's
because I remember the first time I heard Logic sound like, hey, and then somebody explained it to him like, I don't know. Like,
no, it definitely feel weird when Logic say the word until you see what his dad look like, and you're like, oh, well, yeah.
You got to understand Logic for a little bit, like more than the means to be like, all right, whatever. Like it's he clearly means no harm, right? Like he can't help that he don't, like, you know, it ain't his fault. So, but yeah, I remember in college, I don't want to say his name, but there was a dude that was on my floor of the dorms, and I remember he was the first black person that said that, and I was like, I want to fight him. Like, I remember he said it. He was playing hockey in my room because my roommate, shout out to my homie Van, he had the PlayStation in there, and it was like a PlayStation 4 when that first came out. Kyle in there playing the game. And I don't like Kyle already for other reasons that I'm not going to get into. But I already didn't like this motherfucker because how he kind of kicked it. And then his goalie missed the save on the video game and he called the goalie the N-word. And I was like, Now that don't feel the same. like,
You said it don't feel the same. It felt a little off.
And then I asked my roommate about it. I was like, was I tripping? He was like, I thought the exact same thing.
Said something in your spirit. It just didn't sit right. It just didn't sit right.
It didn't feel like he it didn't feel like he made the effort to connect to the culture enough to really know how to use it. Like it just didn't, it felt wrong. Like it felt like what somebody else said. Like
it felt like there was some venom in there.
It felt like there was some. Yeah. I had to check. Was the goalie black? It felt charged. I was like, wow, I've never noticed somebody say it before. But then you say it, I'm like, damn. And apparently Kendrick been feeling like this the whole time.
No, did you see the Pusha T tweet from 12?
Oh yeah, I retweeted that. I feel the same way in 2012.
Little did we know.
It's been like this. It's been, and apparently, because you find out more when you. So this is about. He got told, they asked him to be on first person shooter.
Yeah,
because he referenced that in the song.
They asked him to be on it. He said no,
and he was like, "That's really audacious of you, knowing that I think that you are the worst person in existence." And then he told Cole, "I will YMW Melly you." And he told us, the crazy part about that part, he said something about Cole. It told us to wait 8 bars. And then I'll YMW Melly you. A further dismissal of J. Cole in this beef. J. Cole somehow has lost so much in this one because it's clear to me that Kendrick has never even considered it.
Can we talk about this? Because people was trying to say oh, J. Cole was right for apologizing and stay out of. No, bro, no. He looks worse with every song that comes out.
I will say this. I think he does look a little bit more right for staying out of this because we know for a fact he just ain't capable. Drake, for whatever people want to say about him, I think he got eviscerated. But he can stand his own, right? He could drop a push-ups. J. Cole is not capable of doing such a thing. Nor is he capable of, personally wanting to survive such a vile attack. Okay? So if J. Cole said to himself, you know what? They just gonna have to think I'm pussy for the rest of my life. I don't want it. And that's the choice that he made as a man. I don't gotta respect it, but I understand why you made the decision that you did. Now, people go out the way to J. Cole was right all along. I don't know. I think J. Cole made the right decision for his own personal health.
Those
okay.
are just wrong.
Yeah.
You know why they're wrong? Because you put out a song before anybody else.
By the way, Cole, how bad does 7-minute drill sound in he got bodied. Just like if we talk about diss track quality, Rick Ross wrote a better diss track in 45 minutes than whatever the fuck 7-minute drill was supposed to be.
This is the thing. I refuse to shoot him any bail for this. You put out a song before anybody else put out a song.
Mm-hmm.
And then you walked it back and apologized. You should have
before anybody else dropped another song.
See what I'm saying? No. You should have just stayed out of it completely. If you stay out of it completely, we don't have a problem with it.
Nobody's upset with 21 Savage right now, right? Because he never said, man, y'all not about to diss my boy.
Or you just stand on it. Future said what he said. That was it. Ain't nobody said nothing in the future since.
I wonder if he knew that his verse on Red Leather was coming out, because I do understand how that could put you in an awkward situation. If you get dissed on one song and then say nothing, and then the next album drops and you on there talking about how Pluto got 20 girlfriends.
I also want to throw out, I'm not gonna lie. J. Cole's verse grew on me eventually when I kept listening
I
to
told
this
you,
song.
right? I told you. It was your
I didn't
distaste
want,
for what he did that was dictating how you felt about that verse. But it wasn't a bad verse.
it's a good verse. It's a good verse. I want to admit it. It's a good verse.
Yeah, it fits the beat well. Like I'm like, no, this is one of the better times I've heard J. Cole, to be honest. Like
I was just upset. I was upset.
yeah, I understand. I understand. Hey, look, man, I applaud you for coming around and having the maturity to admit it, you know? Like,
I was listening to it yesterday, like,
I thought Kendrick was going to lose this battle because I'm like, damn, well, where else can you go with Drake? Pusha done took everything from him. Yeah, well, Kendrick found his angle. And look, I put this out there. I want to know what you think about it. This is an angle that Kendrick took that I just don't know if Drake is capable of responding to in a way that's going to be compelling. Like, after this, he can't come out here and talk about how he's 5'8" again.
one of the things I don't like about Twitter discourse is when you let one person do something and then the other person does it and now it's corny.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Because Drake is talking about like how you a big stepper with a size 7 man's on, calling him a pipsqueak, all this other stuff. So when Kendrick start taking like jabs and just like at Drake, now it's he only saying da 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 da. Why he talk about like I hate that. It's beef. He can say whatever he wants to say. And honestly, me personally, I like the kind of jabs where it's like schoolyard stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm just picking at you instead of just airing out everybody's business. You see what I'm saying? I like that. That's what beef used to be. We all heard either. You know what it was.
He said that Jay-Z got DSL. And he ain't talking about internet.
Yeah, we're not going.
Hey, man, wait. I just realized how old of a reference that was. Because, like, how many people are going to know that I'm talking about, like, DSL internet? Like, is that what they call it nowadays still?
I have no idea. They'll let us know in the comments. They'll let us know in the comments, I'm sure.
He said, you got DSL? Oh, God. Hey, I don't know. Somebody was like, look, man, Jay-Z was trying to make a hot song that this Nas was trying to make Jay-Z cry. Okay?
And he did.
And this is kind of what happened with Drake here. Drake made a hot song that was a diss track, and it was hot. Hey, Metro, shut your whole ass and make some drums. I didn't think that was going to get beat. I was like, okay. But then Kendrick said, when you look in the mirror, you see a bad bitch. And
tell your fans, ask you where you got them abs.
Woo! Oh, but yeah, I don't like the angle that Kendrick took there was so specific and it hit so hard because I know that there are some fans that are confused on why people are mad at Drake now, but this has been something that has existed pretty much since the start of Drake, right? Where people have debated his place in hip hop. Now, I think he got to a place in like 2014 to 2016 where people like more or less came to grips with him being there and kind of respected him. And I think in the last few years, he has done stuff to relitigate that in a lot of people's eyes where people are like, okay, like they're starting to get tired of him. So I know that there's some stands out there or some people who just like don't get what Kendrick's coming at that are a little bit confused at this. But how does Drake come back to this? Because it ain't even about bars anymore. This shit ain't even about rap. He said the culture don't fuck with you or the bitches that you fuck. Like
yeah, he said a lot.
And like Drake can never reference the culture in a way that hits because like
I mean, you just go on Twitter. You can go on Twitter. Like, let's establish this too. People want Drake to lose.
That's true. That is very true.
People
Drake tired of him.
Yeah, like so. It's. I want to say it's a fixed fight, but let's just say if the records that each of them put out, if they're on equal footing, people are going to gravitate to whatever Kendrick puts out over whatever Drake puts out. You see what I'm saying?
And
Drake got to come with like whatever he responds with, and he's going to respond with something. He got to respond with like a bomb. Like this gotta be the knockout. He gotta come with.
Yeah, I just don't know what that bomb's gonna be.
You gotta kill him. Well, whatever he responds, he gotta kill him.
Like, because if he comes out and he like tells us that Kendrick doesn't pay his taxes or something like that, I just don't care. or that he cheated on his wife. Okay, right? Like he admits that in his fucking album. Like that's nothing crazy.
No, that's nothing.
Yeah, I don't want to hear dirt and gossip from Drake. I want to hear bars. I want to hear some jokes, right? And really outside of like the fact that Kendrick is short, which like I don't know how many ways you could say that, and it like retains the hit, right? Because he went at it like 4 or 5 times there, which is cool. Like Drake's 6'2", that motherfucker's 5'7". As a 5'7" man myself, you have to understand that is an area in which you gonna be attacked once you run these jokes at a taller person. Like, it's what it is. You gotta find your comeback later.
I love how you find a way to relate this back to yourself. Oh, I love it.
My apologies if it's self-indulgent. I'm just trying to find my connection to it, right? I don't know what Drake's going to, like, what else can he say that's funny about Kendrick? Like, is he going to make fun of his voices? Because, like, Drake's the last person I want to hear about making fun of voices. Celebration. Remember that one? Like,
yes.
Like,
We all know.
No. Not from you. No. Nah. Like, what? He going to make fun of the fact that Kendrick can't sing? Like,
no, he's got to know something. He's got to know something about Kendrick that we don't know. Because that's the nuke. That's the nuke. You know what I'm saying? Like,
did Kendrick go to private school? Like, is he really from Canada like too? Like
that's the angle he got to go. Like he got to give us something that we don't know.
He's got to do something that discredits Kendrick Lamar completely.
Yeah, that's what
I don't know if that exists.
No, I think that's coming.
You think it's coming? You think it's there? What could, like, in your eyes, discredit Kendrick as an artist if you found out was true about him?
I mean,
like, Kendrick, what's his blackface picture?
I be forgetting about that. And I should never forget about that.
Yeah. Like, what does he have anything as bad as that?
No, I mean, if he does, we gonna find out. Drake has been saying, and everybody that's connected to Drake that spoke publicly about this has been saying he got a nuke that he waiting to drop.
I'm excited to see it. I just don't know, man, because he also told us, and the people connected with told us that he had a nuke for Pusha T, and we still ain't heard that shit.
He also said that people told him like, nah, don't, nah, we're not doing that. Don't put that out.
Yeah,
don't put that.
That's what happened.
That's what he said. He was like, nah,
that's what happened.
We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Yeah.
Kendrick said, you heard what Kendrick said though. He said back to back.
Yo, he ready. Oh yeah, he like, oh yeah. I like that one. I like that song. He said, like, you put a cease and desist on like that. You ain't like that song? Back to back. I like that one. Like,
we gonna come back to that one. I was like, okay, so he getting ready to drop something else. Which means Drake probably gonna drop in the next couple days. Maybe not today, but next couple days.
It's gotta be so good. Honestly, it's gotta be one of the best things Drake has ever written. Like, that's a lot of pressure on a couple of days.
Count him out though.
I'm not gonna count him out. Because I didn't say it has to be the best thing he's ever written before, right? Like, I don't think he has to. I think he's capable of doing it. But man, Kendrick is up 15. And look, it's the third quarter. You can still make a run and get back in this. But you better make them fucking shots. Like, kind of like how the Cavs were in the third quarter of that Magic game in game 4.
We're not gonna talk about them right now. I don't want to talk about them right now. I don't want to talk about
You
the Cavs
don't
right
want
now.
to talk about the Cavs?
I don't want to talk about the Cavs right now. But he gotta come with something that's like back to back. Not gonna lie, because back to back was a nuke.
Back to back was crazy.
It was a great diss, and it was a great record.
Hey,
and a great moment.
We don't talk enough about how Drake imitated Meek Mill's flow just to tell him that he getting bodied by a singing. I remember hearing, I'm like, yo, he doing Meek flow? And he bodied him in it? Oh, and then you turn on Meek's track and he got the Undertaker playing for 2 minutes. I still, like, what's worse? Whatever, you know what? Meek's track is worse than 7 Minute Drill because at least I can remember the name of 7 Minute Drill. Do you know the name of Meek's diss track back to Drake?
No.
It was some bullshit. Okay.
Let's be real. Meek got cooked. Meek got destroyed. Destroyed.
Meek got downgraded to arguing with academics after that. Like, that's what happened to Meek Mill.
And academics is Ack is winning. All it what you want, he win it.
He lost to academics. It's tough. It's tough.
Ack, man. Salute to
Hey,
Ack.
I'm excited to see what Drake does, man. Like, I hope he can live up to, because honestly, I didn't think Kendrick was going to come this hard. But I also thought, too, and we talked about this, I think whether offline or online, I had the feeling that Kendrick just doesn't like what Drake stands for. Like,
he quite literally told us he does not like
even before this song, I was like, I feel like he don't mess with him, and I feel like he gonna try to deconstruct him. And I was iffy on like if that path would be successful, but Kendrick is Kendrick, and he found a way to make that path successful because he deconstructed him. I want
to point something out. Somebody who said this in comments, Nathan Whitney said, "Y'all tripping? Drake up by 50 on everyone." Let's talk about this. One, no, he's not. Two, if anybody is winning in this entire situation, it's Future.
I knew he was gonna find a way to make it about Future.
Am I lying? No, he is clearly and obviously the winner in all of this situation. He got a record that's been number one for like what, 4 weeks?
2 number ones. Yeah, it's a good record too. Is that the second one? That's number one?
I'm talking about Like That. Like That's been number one.
Oh, Like That. Oh, you talking about the single?
Yeah, it's been number one. It's for like 4 weeks. It survived a Beyonce and a Taylor Swift drop.
Yeah, that's nuts. Hey man. They know it's an election season because hate is going crazy right now. Okay. Beyonce and Taylor Swift can't beat hatred.
Man, and Drake barely said anything to Future. I always point this out. People act like I'm crazy. He barely said anything to Future.
Like he said, he put his number one in his hand. And then he referenced Wicked.
Yeah, he was like Wicked in the song. And then Future had Feel No Ways on his, like he put Feel No Ways in his album and everything. He got 2 number one. He did it better. See, you said that. I ain't say that. You said that. But he got 2 number one albums and a number one hit single off of all of this. Like he is clearly the winner in this entire situation.
He created the playground for this massive beef that happened, and like has caught no strays from it, which is nuts. Like, meanwhile, Metro got shot in the face. Okay.
Hey, did you see him tweet the drums? Did you see him tweet the drums? Ooh, hey. Man. I'm sorry, that was funny.
Hey, who knew? Look, Rick Ross's diss track was the water track of where this beef was about to go. Right?
Hey, can we talk about how hilarious it is that a producer is a part of rap, like a central part of a rap beef? That's so funny to me, though.
I ain't seen nothing like this since was in that beef.
Who?
Redacted.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
No, both the producers were into that, and they might be able to link up again. They going to federal. They both are fed.
Kendrick said he might bring Puff back.
He said, "I like you when you sing the melodies. I don't like it when you act tough. Might bring back Puff to slap you again."
Ooh. Hey, Drake. Hey, Kendrick got to talk about him getting peed on too. Let's get all the way negative.
That's for part 2. He got to say something for part 2.
Ooh. No, saying I would bring Puff back is crazy. Given the context and where we are as a society right now, is insane.
Hey,
there were definitely people who were like, "Hey, what did he mean by that?"
You know how hard you got to Google search to find that? Kendrick just made it pop right back up to top, right? All the stuff that happens when you search P. Diddy, right? Like, and now you about to find out the other thing, okay? Just very publicly, by the way. Like, this isn't like some, oh yeah, we heard about this happen from like 2 people in a room. Nah, man, this shit happened in front of everybody.
Kendrick told Chubb, "Hey, let's see if Chubb's really gonna crash something." Hey, he's talking.
Every line was just body shot.
Oh, also, I hate the people who are like, "Oh well, Drake's song was a better song, and they're actually gonna play it in the club." And shut up.
If you say that, you should be ashamed of yourself. And you know what? Your father should be ashamed of himself too, because what did he raise? Like, what? No,
that's not hip hop. That's not hip hop.
It's not. We not gonna play this diss track in the club. What the fuck is you all? This ain't for the club, okay? This for your lunch break in your car, okay? Like,
sonically, Drake's just sounds so much. But shut up! Shut the fuck up! Shut up!
It's not what we talk about. They never played "Hit 'Em Up" in the club, okay?
That's not true.
I mean, they never played "Hit 'Em Up" at a club that was safe. Okay, like,
sounds more accurate. More accurate for sure.
Look, they played "Takeover" in the club, right? "Takeover" played in the club back in the day. Ether did it. Guess who won? Guess what we call every takedown of a rapper in a diss track? He got ethered. Like, we don't say he got taken down. No. Ethered.
Either. Like, he got cooked. Hey,
look, they didn't play that shit in the club. They played that shit on the radio. Okay. He said this a headshot. He going to walk around like Daft Punk.
It's so many bars. So many bars.
Oh no.
Hey man, stop standing these dudes and just appreciate the music, bro.
Oh
we getting some good music from both of these dudes, bro. Stop all that standing, man. Y'all ruining this.
Look, we've gotten Kendrick the storyteller in his last album, but we've missed Kendrick the bars, the bar maker. Right?
I've been telling you on here and off here, but like, bro, I just need him to rap, man. I just need him to get back to rapping.
Park his son. That was a battle rap bar. He dropped that shit in the middle of the song. Say, got your head shaking. I'm about to park his son. I'm like, God damn. Like, and the beat stopped there. And like, yo, that was a battle rap bar. Like,
thank you, bro. Like, please just get back to the bars, man. That's all we want. That's all we want, man. Get back to the bars. Get back to the bars.
Well, he got back to him. Okay.
And I
that's why.
To do the
weren't
same
you worried?
thing.
Because at the beginning it was like, is he gonna be on the bars? Like,
No, I knew. I listened to Kendrick too much. I was like, okay, there's a beat switch coming at some point.
yeah, well, you knew it was 6 minutes. It's like, there's no way this is the whole song, right? Like there's like 2 beat changes in here. And at least 3 voices.
Second one coming. I didn't see the second one coming, but that first one I knew for sure was about to happen.
Oh my God.
For sure.
Oh my God.
Hey, we got to get to these super chats, and then we do have to talk about the Browns. We got to talk about the Browns real quick.
All right. Do you have them up? Or
no.
Okay, I got him. Drake needs to stop punching at rappers above his rapping weight class. Here's the thing I disagree with, Ray Rags. Drake is on that weight class. Drake is a heavyweight. Like I know Drake does covers. All right. Like, we know that Drake does covers. But Drake can rap. Like, that's the thing. Drake can rap. And he can rap his ass off. The frustrating thing about Drake is not that he can't rap. The frustrating thing about Drake, for me personally, is that sometimes you know he can rap and he drops some bullshit in those raps where you like, you're better than this. Like, that was a first draft. Like, when Drake goes into that second, third draft, he can drop some bars. So, no, I think they're in the same class. It's just, hey, man, there was a lot of boxers that were heavyweights that belonged up there with Mike Tyson. It's just, Tyson got them fucking blows, dog.
Hey, man, I'm not calling Kendrick Tyson. I'm not calling him
I'm just saying. Look, you could be in the same class and still lose. Like, that just is what it is. Like, to be honest with you, Pusha T wasn't in the same class as Drake when he got beat by Drake, when Drake lost to him. Because, like, we don't think about Push the same way we think about Drake.
Yeah, Drake. I think the biggest thing with Push is that he didn't take that. He didn't take that as seriously as he should have. And then by the time he realized that it was already too late. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think that was he not making that mistake with Kendrick at all.
There's no way you can. There's no way you can go into this thinking Kendrick's going to be a light pack. Like, no way. No. Unless you really believe what your stands be saying. But he's not that stupid. Right?
He gonna have to kill Kendrick. Like, he really gonna have to do that. He really gonna have to do that.
Yeah. Look, I don't know. I gotta see it. But like, I'm gonna keep it a bug with you. I think Drake can rap. I don't know if he's capable of killing him. Like, I really don't. If he does it, I will not be on here acting like I expected it. I'd be shocked. I'd be shocked if he pulls it off. But
I think
I'll give him the opportunity.
Either way. It can go either way, for real.
Because with J. Cole, I'm like, I'm not even gonna give him the opportunity. Like, hey, he's not there. He's not there yet. But Drake might. He might. I don't know. Like, I feel like we talking about how somebody gonna upset. I don't know. There's how somebody gonna upset the 2017 Warriors. Like how we felt in 2017. Hey, man, we still got a great squad. We might be able to get a couple games on them. It's possible. I wouldn't count out LeBron.
Man, it's the same day. It's the same day the song came out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not taking it there.
I know.
The same day the song came out. We excited. We happy.
We excited. You know maybe that's it. Maybe once the excitement wash over, it's not going to be as good. But I cannot wait until that song hits Spotify.
And shout out to Kendrick for just putting the song out immediately.
Mm-hmm. On his page.
Tweeting it out.
No questions.
Tweeting it out on his page, on his YouTube.
No questions. No questions. No leaks. No, I got to hear it clearly. Like, nah, you get the whole high fidelity 48 kilobyte audio track, like.
Respect to him for that. Respect to him for that, for sure.
For sure. Let's see. Kendrick really said, Drake, you might be a dad, but you're not a father.
Man,
hit him with the wheels. Hit him with the Fresh Prince line.
The deadbeat joke's never going away.
I mean, he is
the deadbeat jokes, and the BBL jokes never going away.
I was shocked people didn't catch on to like his like, because like it's been out there for a while that he's been getting plastic surgery body parts for a while. And I thought it was kind of obvious. Like when you look at a picture of Drake and then you look at a picture like before he was accused to get all this stuff, I'm like, yeah, clearly there's something not right there. But nobody really said nothing for like 3 years. Like,
Nah, Rick Ross doing the BBL Drizzy kind of
BBL
brought it
Drizzy.
all. Okay, brought it all back.
Doc is on with no underwear on. Damn. Like,
How do you know that?
by the way, shout out to Rick Ross squeezing every dollar out of that song that he can. You know he released a music video to that, which is just him smoking a cigar in front of a nice car.
Yeah, it sounds like something Rick Ross would do.
Yes, that is. What's Rick Ross's genre? Luxury. Like,
literally, that's what it is.
Maybach music. It's literally what it's called, dog. It's rich motherfucker music. Okay. Like, you ever rented a car and wanted to feel rich? What you putting on? Like, Rick Ross. Like,
oh man.
by the way, Amari Cooper, 100% to me is like, that is Rick Ross's like target demographic is Amari Cooper. Like a Rick Ross concert got like 500 Amari Coopers in there, right? Businessman.
Amari Cooper from Florida. He from Florida too, ain't he?
South Florida.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like, if you ever wondered what his demographic is, Amari Cooper. I bet if we ask Amari, hey man, who you fuck with? Well, you know, Rick Ross. Because what's Amari Cooper about? Working hard, getting money. What's Rick Ross's music about? Working hard, getting money. Okay? Being the boss. I'm in charge. Yes. Yeah. By the way, underdog on who would be at a Rick Ross concert, Nick Chubb. If he listens to rap.
I can see it. I can see it for sure.
I don't know if Nick Chubb listens to rap, but if he does, he listens to Rick Ross. Like,
oh man.
All right, another super chat. Did you catch the Drake allegation bar along with the reference to the title of the song? Well, that was the one at the beginning, right? Yeah, we talked.
That's the one at the beginning. It
feels like J. Cole got a call from someone close to Kendrick and found out this was personal, not a GOAT debate, and say, "Oh shit, my bad." For what? He gotta apologize for both of them. Like, he don't belong in the GOAT debate. He don't belong in this conversation. Hey man, look, if you're J. Cole, the only reason I can say you've won is because you're avoiding being lumped in with some of the discourse that is going on about Drake. Because,
hey, if you heard the song, if you really listen, he's still called a stray.
Yeah. He's still called when you talking about the YMW Melly?
No, he called two.
What's the other one?
I'm not worried about the reaper. I'll reap what I sow. Yeah, he's catching strays.
Hey, he gonna take it on the chin like this. What he say?
He should have got the biggest.
Did he punch himself too when he said that?
He should have got the biggest AO in the world for saying that. But anyway,
I'm just gonna take it right here.
The craziest part about it is that both Drake and Kendrick did not fuck with that at all.
Like, they both looked at him like, they looked at him like Macklemore after she sent that text. Okay, like, and then posted it on Instagram. Like, what?
Like, bro, what are you talking about,
bro? What you weird? What you being weird for?
Over here being weird, man. Man, get on my face, man. Over here being weird.
Also, while we talk about things we hate when people react to music like this, the people who react like, "Oh, he made Kendrick mad. That means Drake won." Like, shut up. Like,
get your Twitter logic out of rap beef, man.
Yeah, your Twitter logic is garbage, by the way, because when you say some dumb shit and then 45 million people dunk on you and you and your comments like, "Oh, well, I triggered them." Shut up, you loser. Like, you're putting your family name to shame right now. Have some pride. Like, have some pride and shut down your account. Like,
all the standing is just ridiculous, bro. It's just ruins. And I remember people were like, "Man, what if Twitter was big back when we had this beast? And back when we had
it would have been fucking annoying.
It would have been terrible, bro. It would have been terrible. It would have been awful. I'm glad we ain't have it."
It'd have been people like, "Man, see, Tupac crossed the line when he said."
Like, man, if you get on my face with that bullshit, bro.
They would have had Biggie on the shop crying and shit. Like,
Apologizing.
I mean,
I didn't mean to offend
you
these
have Mace out
communities.
here.
But I'd be like, man, if you don't get the fuck.
Go out there and rap. Write some shit. Like,
Say something mean. Say something mean to him.
out here on the timeline crying like Benzino. I can't stand it. Like, hey.
I want these people out of rap beef so bad, bro. It's like
Man.
so bad.
Well, I knew the bullshit was going to happen when somebody posted, and I forget this dumbass tweet. Getting older is realizing that the story of Adyard wasn't a good diss. It was just mean. And I was like,
that's what, you know what? Okay.
It was just gossip over a beat. I'm like, shut up. That was a diss track. He tracked down all of Drake's issues with women and his issues with relationships and tracked that shit down to his deadbeat daddy and told him how he doing his son and his baby mama like his daddy did his mama. Okay? That's a diss. What? Ooh. He analyzed you, broke you down, and spit you out and said, yeah, a Steve Harvey suit motherfucker made you. How can I take you seriously? What?
Hey, Dennis Graham has been catching so many strays.
Oh.
They take every opportunity to just keep hitting them.
Oh. Drake, you better not show us a screenshot of you texting your mama after this, all right? Just bars. That's it. No antics, no more jokes on the fucking, no, bars. That's it. That's all I want. No AI, bars, okay? Bars. That's all I want. Get in the studio. Drop some shit.
If you got the nuke, drop it. That's all we want.
Yeah, I don't want to hear jokes about the nuke. I don't want to hear, I'm about to drop it. Oh, I'm about to drop it. I'm about to don't say no memes about no nuke. Drop it. Okay? And we better not know about it before you drop it. Like, don't even hint to us. I want to be just ready to do some regular shit on a Tuesday, and then bam, you drop the bomb. That's what I want. That's hip hop. Okay?
I want him to drop it tomorrow. So we got to come back on here and be like, oh, he dropped it.
Donovan Mitchell's a bitch, but we got to talk about this, man. we got to talk about the Cavs, man.
Let's start off on a positive note. Can we just
we already started off on hatred, dog. We'll get to positivity by the end of this, all right? But we need to get it out. We need to get it out because I was pissed because I had to watch that shit in front of like 1,000 people.
Where did you watch the game?
No, I was on live for the Brown stream.
Oh.
Yeah, I was watching both. And at the same time that we not trading up for AD Mitchell.
You want to talk about the Browns draft first? Or you want to talk about the Cavs?
No, don't slide. Don't slide.
Oh, you gotta get this off your chest.
Yeah, I got it. I've been pro Donovan Mitchell on this podcast, on anything I do, right? Like, would that be a fair characterization of my position on the Donovan Mitchell trade?
I think that's pretty fair.
Okay, cool. If he does not, and look, I don't want to use such barbaric terms as man up or ball up or something like that. I want to be inclusive to everybody who listens to this show. But if my man don't puff his chest out tonight and do what needs to be done, I'm over it. I'm done with Donovan Mitchell. Like, he is no longer somebody who could be the best player on anything that can even sniff being a champ. He can't even be the best player on a conference finals team. Like, if you can't show up in this moment, and look, it ain't just 1 year. It ain't just been since JB was his coach. He did the same shit against Jalen Brunson 2 years in a row with 2 different squads. Same shit. Disappeared. Right? If he does not And I don't care that his leg hurt. I don't give a fuck about none of those excuses. If he's supposed to be one of the best players in the NBA, do something. Okay? It's the first round, dog. James Harden even shows up in the first fucking round. Like,
James Harden having his best postseason in his career right now. I just want to throw
that's what's on the line. That's what's on the line. He would be a dollar store James Harden if he can't show up in these kind of moments because, like, you ain't even that. Like that is where I'm frustrated because Donovan Mitchell has to show up. Like, there's no ODG's not helping him. I don't care. If the Cavs lose and Donovan gets you 40, I get it. You ain't got enough to beat the fucking Magic. But, you know, like, you ain't got enough, I guess. But if you can't show up, drop and give me 50. Okay? like, drop and give me 50. Because if he can't show up tonight, if he's incapable of putting together a great performance when the Cavs need it, what's the point of re-signing? Like, the point of re-signing him is to make sure that the Jazz don't get, like, easy top 5 picks for the next 4 years or however long they got your pick for. They got every other year until 2030.
I mean, that's not even finish your point because
it's not. But they're lottery protected though, right?
Yeah, I think they're lottery protected, and they mostly just have swaps. But they're never going to use those swaps because the Cavs
they're never going to be worse than it. Yeah. All right, man. If Donovan Mitchell cannot show up in Game 5, if they lose to the Magic in 6 or 7 games, what is the point of having Donovan Mitchell on the team anymore? What is the point of giving him up? Because you're not going to go anywhere if that's your best player. Like, it's the Kirk Cousins argument to me, where it's like, yeah, Kirk Cousins is going to make you better in the regular season and you're going to make the playoffs more than likely. But we're going to spend this whole time hoping that somebody shows up and becomes the best player that's not him because we know what he is. And what he is a bum in these playoff situations, or at least he's been for the last 2 years. He's been a bum. And he should be thankful every year that he didn't get traded to New York. Because if you think we tough on him in Cleveland, imagine he was doing this shit in the Garden.
I mean, just look at what he's doing here compared to what Jalen Brunson just did.
Imagine Jalen Brunson was doing this here.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
What he had 40 and 10? Would he just have 40 and 10 in a playoff game?
Yeah, 44 to get a win. 10. 44 and 10 when they needed it most.
Here's my issue with the Cavs. This is an organizational failure. Top to bottom. Like, there's really no other way to say it. And even if they somehow do get past the Magic in the first round, when they play the Celtics, they're gonna get killed. Like, they're going to get demolished in that series. It's the whole reason I didn't want them to play the Celtics, because they're not going to beat them. But it's an organizational failure. But, like, let's get this out the way now. JB Biggerstaff has to get fired.
Yeah, man.
Has to get fired.
He sucked. I'm done with it. I'm done.
Yeah, terrible coach.
Jared Allen, the only one making shots the whole day. He just puts him on the bench for like 30 minutes during that whole run. Like, and then keeps Karras and George Niang out there when they're just like actively making it worse.
The way that he constantly puts George Niang out there, despite all the evidence my eyes are giving me that he's terrible.
Well, Cove, he has a +2.
I don't care. A plus minus is a horrible stat. It's useless. It's meaningless. It doesn't mean anything. It literally does not mean anything. Like, he's terrible. You can see it with your eyes. When he's out there, the Magic get happy. You know what I mean? Like, they're like, oh yeah,
their energy kicks up.
We about to go on a run.
Screens and shit.
We about to go on a run. We about to get some buckets. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Also,
Alot start standing up straight.
Kobe Altman, the president of basketball operations for the Cleveland Cavaliers, he needs to go too. He needs to be fired. The Cleveland Cavaliers are the worst 3-point shooting team in the playoffs currently. George Niang has not done anything. Max Strus has also been particularly terrible this entire series. Let's
JB talk about played
Sam
another.
He hasn't played Marcus Morris either.
Well, let's talk about another Kobe Altman addition. Caris LeVert.
Terrible. He's been terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I'm saying. Like, this is an organizational failure. Like, we put a lot on Donovan Mitchell, and he deserves some criticism. We put a lot on Darius Garland. He deserves a bunch of criticism, in my opinion. We put a lot on Evan Mobley. I think he's been significantly better than Darius's entire series. Entire series.
Look, the third quarter of this game was so bad, and like Evan took so many makeable shots.
And he missed
like,
them, but this
he
is the
missed
thing.
a lot.
He wasn't the only one that was bad, though. Is my thing.
Yeah.
Like we hyper focus on Evan, and I never neglect what he does on defense, because what he does on defense is genuinely impactful.
He still had good defensive possessions there. So like that's why I'm like, but he did nothing to help our argument. In that
I was like, people like, can he elevate the team through a bad
he's
stretch?
not supposed to be that yet. Yeah.
And I'm like, Donovan Mitchell isn't elevating them through a bad stretch. And that's a bigger issue, because he's the one you traded a bunch of assets and players for. And if he's not able to do that, why are we getting angry at Evan Mobley for not being able to do? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's my main point, which is a lot of this shit is not great. Well, hold on, finish your point. My bad.
But this is my thing. People are hyper focusing on things that aren't even as detrimental to where they are right now as the more important things. Like Donovan Mitchell has been bad in the postseason the majority of his career, like bad. And don't just look at his counting stats. Look at his shooting percentages. The last year in Utah, that last postseason they had when they played the Mavericks and they lost in 6 games, he shot under 40% from the field, and he shot about 20% from 3. That is statistically worse than what he's doing right now against the Magic, and it was worse than what he did last year against the Knicks. He's been bad in the playoffs. Only time he was good was the bubble and the year after. Yeah. No, his first 2 years he was terrible. His third season he was good. I think that was the bubble, and then the year after that he was good too. But the 3 years after that he's been terrible. Darius Garland, I don't know what the fuck is going on, dude, but Jesus, you are not
My man needs the season to end.
Yeah, he's had the season from hell, literally, all the injuries and everything. But like,
if I'm Darius Garland, dog,
it's the playoffs, man.
It's bad. It's so bad.
It's bad.
Yeah,
like genuinely, he has been worse than Evan. Like genuinely, he's been worse than Evan.
And he's getting
the only player that's honestly the only player that don't deserve any criticism is Jared Allen.
Hey man, we was joking about him saying the lights are too bright, but at least he acknowledged the problem so he can fix it.
At least he's the only one who's fixed it at this point. Only one who's shown up.
He's the only one to act like that shit meant something to him last year. Like,
and people be trying to ship him out of here. They can't trade him. I tweeted that. I was like, hey, you can't trade Jared Allen. Like he's the one. Like, nah, he kind of has to be here. Everybody else. Well, they probably wouldn't trade Evan either, but everybody else is like whatever. Yeah. Jared Allen is the one like you absolutely have to keep no matter what.
Yeah. My whole thing is I acknowledge, and I think you're right on everything about this roster just being bad, and it's not bad, it's just flawed, right? Like I think they're good players there, but it's just a flawedly built roster. And that, like we talked about this before the season started, a lot of this should go on Kobe Altman, because like, what did you build here? Like every acquisition that you've brought in has been disappointing to some level, right? Like even Donovan Mitchell, he's had 2 good regular seasons here, but these postseasons, I mean, look, Donovan Mitchell stands, which I didn't know this existed. I didn't know there were Spider stands, like just exclusively Spider stands. They got real mad at me for challenging Donovan Mitchell to show up in Game 5, which again goes to your point about how pathetic stand culture is. You mad at me for telling you that your GOAT should do something? Imagine, Cole, you be impressed because somebody's like, hey, Kobe better show up in Game 5. You're not about to be mad about that. You're going to be like, oh, it's about to happen. And then when it happens, you're going to be talking big shit on the timeline.
Kobe would say, I need to show up in game. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's like,
oh, I'm trying not to be mad at the children, man. I
wanted to get to this because I do believe your point about Donovan Mitchell I think it's true. No matter what happens, whenever they are done in the postseason, they need to trade him. They gotta cut bait for no other reason than this roster is not good enough. And the only way, like the only pathway to making the overall roster better, you either got to trade him or you got to trade Darius.
The only
way it's
way
gonna work.
this roster can work with Donovan Mitchell there is if Donovan Mitchell is a much better player than what he's been. And he
Even if
just
he
has
is,
not, he just has not
work.
been. Yeah, and it's like he's small in all of this, and then you have Darius Garland there. But like, okay, you could trade Darius Garland and like try to build it around Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley and kind of make it work. But I just don't think that's like Donovan needs to be paid like the best player on the team in order for you to keep him. And he's just not somebody I think it would be like giving Bradley Beal all the, like, he's not even Bradley Beal at this point, but it would be like giving Bradley Beal franchise money because you're like, okay, well, I know we're going to be with Bradley Beal as our best player. Like, we're just not going to be a serious team. Like Donovan Mitchell being your best player at this point. Was there something on my face?
No, that's not on my face.
Oh, but Bradley Beal being your best player, I mean, not Bradley Beal, Donovan Mitchell being your best player, if he cannot elevate you to a series win over the Orlando Magic, who cannot shoot. Well,
they shoot better than the Cavs.
Apparently, what, Thuggin and Republican was making threes like all night? Like,
hey man, this is the other thing. This is the other thing, Q. I'm glad you said it. This is the other thing, Q. Their role players have been significantly better than the Cavs. It has not been close. Cavs had 9 bench points last game. The Orlando Magic had over 40. To me, that's the most important part of all of this. That's the most important part of all of this. They're getting contributions from other players, from their role players. The playoffs isn't just about your stars, man. It's about who else on the team is going to step up and help you win games, man. The Cavs bench is terrible.
Where's the big, like, you got one good quarter from Karras in this series. Where else? Like, we need. I don't even want to say George Niang because like, I don't want him on the floor anymore. Like, but like somebody needs to, one of the role players other than Jared Allen, who technically supposed to be a role player, but he's much more than a role player in this series, right? Like, who else is stepping up? I said, like, in the third quarter, I remember the game was close. It was like a 4-point lead for the Magic. And I'm like, hey, if the Cavs are serious, they need to realize, like, they need to take this game over right now. Like, they need to get it tight and take over this game because this is their chance to kill them, basically, like to beat the Magic. The Magic aren't going to go out easy. They're not just going to let you roll over. You go down 3-1, you're basically dead. They just didn't have a bit of them. From that point, they didn't make a single point. Like, they made like 10 points for the rest of that game. Like, the thing that really disgusted me was not just that you had a bad shooting spurt, because like game 3 didn't really bug me that much. It's that you had it at that moment. Like, this, when you realized you needed it, you gave us that, which tells me, what makes me question, I don't want to go definitive here, which makes me question if you got it. Like, are you capable of being serious? Because that was the most unserious performance I have seen in quite a while from a Cavs team. Like, quite a while. In the playoffs, like, that was more unserious than what you did against the Knicks, because the Knicks just beat your ass. The Orlando Magic ain't even doing that to you. They not better than you. Like, the Knicks were just better than you. That's what we found out last year. We are not better than the Knicks. Jalen Brunson is better than Donovan Mitchell. It's definitive now. I don't want to hear any debate about it. They won out by not trading for Donovan Mitchell because they got the better player. Because if Donovan Mitchell was in New York, they'd be here in game 6 like us. Maybe. Look what Donovan Mitchell's given. So that's where I'm just disgusted by the whole thing. It's like, it's one thing if you lose and it gets to 6 games. I don't care if it goes to 6. It's how you're letting it happen. It's just the lackadaisicalness, like the lack of dog in this team is disgusting.
And I understand what everybody's talking about, the lack of dog. Where's the fortitude? Where's the mental toughness? You don't see it with the Cleveland. You really don't see it with the Cleveland Cavaliers.
We ain't got one player who scream after an and one.
When things get bad, this team collapses
Yes.
immediately. When things get tough, when they really actually have to fight, this separates the great playoff teams and the great teams that we've seen in the postseason from the teams that always flame out. When things get bad and when things get a little rough and your opponent is, giving it to you a little bit, making a run, has some momentum, how do you respond? They fold every single time. In my opinion, it's a cultural issue. And in my opinion, it's a massive JB Bickerstaff issue. And I'm not.
Hold on, stop.
What?
It's a meme of academics listening to this song.
And he like freaking out,
Somebody goes to the picture of him like, and then the second frame is him like this, and it's like, you could have told me the second tower just fell or something like that.
All right. Anyway, back to basketball.
Shout out to Dennis for the retweet, man.
Man. Oh man.
Oh shit. Ooh.
Shout out Dennis. Y'all know we love Dennis. Dennis.
Yeah. Big shout.
But yeah, this is a JB Bickerstaff issue, man. Like this is the culture that you've brought to the Cavs.
Mm-hmm.
They're soft. They fold when confronted with any amount of adversity at all whatsoever. They start blaming the refs. They start pointing they finger pointing. They constantly complain about calls. And I know they got that directly from their head coach. Because he's constantly complaining about calls. And what did I tell you? What have I been screaming about this Cavs roster from the second Donovan Mitchell got here? I said they don't have any wings whatsoever that they can play in a series that can actually help them. And when the season started, when the series started, my fault. People were talking about Paolo. Like, how are they going to stop Paolo? What are we going to do about him? I said, I'm not worried about Paolo. I'm worried about Franz because they don't have anybody on the roster that can guard him. Because Evan's not supposed to be guarding wings because Evan's not a wing. He's a big. He's supposed to be guarding Paolo.
Franz Wagner and Mo Wagner talk shit on us and flex on us. It's disgusting.
Franz is, in the 2 wins they got, Franz has fried them. Because he realized, hey, they don't have any wings on the roster. It's either Max Strus guarding me, who cannot fucking guard him, or it's Evan. I'm like, he's a good defender.
But then Paolo got nobody on him.
You see what I'm saying? But they got to he needs to guard Paolo because when Evan's been guarding Paolo hasn't done shit when Evan's been guarding him. Literally, he hasn't been doing anything. Evan's done what he's needed to do defensively. You know what I'm saying? Franz is absolutely frying them. And because they don't have any wings on the roster, there's nobody they can put on him to give him any resistance. How many do you have? Like 33 last game or something stupid?
I don't even want to talk about it.
You see what I'm saying? Like this is why I said Kobe Altman has to go, bro.
Yeah, man.
This roster you've constructed is so deeply flawed. Any team with a good wing is gonna kill them. And I've been saying this for 2 years. I was like, they're not gonna win a series. They're not gonna win a series like this. Hey, you gotta have good wings in 2024 in the NBA. If you don't have it, you're gonna lose. That's just how it goes.
I'm all for letting Donovan Mitchell go and going for one more run with LeBron. Like, why not? We're not gonna win shit anyways.
You know how deeply flawed your roster is when people are begging for Dean Wade to play in a series. So that you can have somebody
realize how
guard
bad it was because I asked Tony Pesta, I'm like, hey man, do you think Dean makes this better? Like, I'm searching for hope.
Listen, if you are begging for Dean fucking Wade to play in a series, your team is fucked. like you are begging. Like, think about
that's what we got going on. We got Dean Wade and Marcus Morris. They need
you waiting for Dean Wade to play? Dean Wade is the difference between you winning or losing your series. Your team's fucked.
And the only reason we want Dean Wade to play is because he's one of the dudes off the bench that like, hey, look, man, he's not going to score, but he's not going to be awful.
like think about that. But they need to trade Donovan Mitchell and get as many good basketball players,
They need
good
to
role players.
They need to trade Donovan Mitchell and also fire Kobe Altman and fire JB and basically just reconstruct this roster around Evan Mobley and maybe DG in a way that makes sense.
And you got to think about it, bro. When it was just DG, Mobley, Allen, they had Lauri Markkanen too. But you know what I'm saying? Isaac Okoro, they were still like a 45-win team. And that's basically with the same guys they got right now. Like, trade Donovan Mitchell and get everything you can get, everything you can for him. Everything you can for him.
Especially if he doesn't show up in Game 5.
Like send him to the Nets, bro. Who cares?
Yeah, like, because there's disappointing. There's not showing up, which he didn't do in. Like, I'm shocked that he was worse in that last series versus the Jazz, with the Jazz versus the Mavs, than he was last year because he was non-existent. Like, he was non-existent.
The one game they won, Darius was the one that was frying everybody.
And that's why I'm like, man, like, we really got no shot if Darius isn't healthy or isn't playing well, because that's the only person I feel like would show up in a time like this. I had no faith in Donovan Mitchell showing up right now. Like, I have no faith that he's going to, like, I feel like we're going to come on here and people are going to make excuses for him scoring 13 points again.
You know what kills me? What really kills me is the people who are like, well, you got to play the shooters. We got to go one big. And we got to have just all these shooters around. Let me tell you something, my brother.
We ain't got no
all these shooters suck.
They making TikToks.
Your shooter's not making no shots. What are they supposed to fucking do? You want more George Niang minutes? Is that what you want? Max Strus ain't hit a shot all. Max Strus hit like 2 threes in 4 games. I'm pretty sure Jonathan Isaac has hit more threes than Max Strus.
That's disgusting.
Like, these shooters can't shoot, bro. These shooters suck. These shooters, like, this team is not good, dog.
What do we can say about our shooters?
At least they're not making TikToks.
They might as well. Like, they ain't shooting.
If Max Strus and George Niang showed up tonight, they're gonna win by a lot. They win by a lot. Hell, if Max and Karras showed up, and don't even get me started on Isaac fucking Okoro. Domo in here? Is Domo in the chat?
No, I don't think Domo here. You know Domo don't show unless he right.
Hey, guess how many shots Isaac Okoro took last game?
Let me see. If I remember correctly, we had 2 bench points last game, right?
No, we had 9.
9?
9.
I don't believe Isaac had a point.
He didn't take a shot. He didn't take one shot the entire fucking game. Like, this is what kills me about Cavs fans. Y'all will talk about Evan Mobley all for a whole fucking week straight. I ain't hear nobody say nothing about Isaac Okoro not taking a shot. He was also a top 5 pick, by the way. Don't hear nobody ever say nothing about that. See, this is why I tweeted. I was like, they have so many bigger issues than Evan fucking Mobley right now. I guarantee you, if you put Evan Mobley on the Lakers, nobody would be complaining about it.
Hell, give Brian Evan Mobley right now. See what happens.
I guarantee you, if Evan Mobley was playing with LeBron James and Anthony Davis, nobody would be complaining.
If you just put Bron on this roster, you're not struggling with the Magic.
They probably run through the East. Probably.
I think the only team who beat them was like Boston. Like, yeah. Like, if they had
Kristaps just got hurt, so I don't even know if they would beat them.
Yeah, but let's be also real honest about something. We talk about a deep playoff run from Bron at age. What? Like, if he goes down, then we done. Even if Donovan Mitchell was on the team with him, we're done. We are witnessing this right now, dog.
Oh my Lord, this team pisses me off.
Hey, look, hey, Brian, come on. Here's why my pitch is to you. Cleveland has never been better for you to take over. Okay?
No.
Look, all them other Cavs teams you took over, won 20 games. What you about to do with a team that could win 40? You might win 70. Hey, come on, Brian. Bronny, might not get drafted, might get drafted by the Cavs. Hell, Bronny might go to Ohio State. Wouldn't you like to be 4 hours away? 2 hours if we're talking about from where you live in your Akron estate? You know, wouldn't you like to be able to go to his games? Wouldn't you like to root Bronny when he played at the Wolfstein? Like, hell, Bronny, go to Cleveland State. You'll start there, bro. You'll start there and get all the minutes. And Bron be there. That's the move. Bronny to Cleveland State. LeBron to Cleveland. Come on. It's time, Bron. It's time. They don't love you like they love Kobe over there. Okay? Like, hey, who said that? Who said that to Paul Pierce?
Draymond. You know Draymond said that.
They don't love you like they love Kobe.
What you thought you was Kobe? You thought you was Kobe?
They don't love you like that, man. They don't love you like they love Kobe over there, dog. But we home. We home. We home. Just come on, man. Come on. Come on.
Hey.
Have one of your kids playing St. V's? Come on, man.
Jonathan Slaughter said, I miss Kyrie. You know what? I miss Kyrie too.
The fact that we had the nerve to act like Donovan Mitchell was better than Kyrie Irving, by the way. Like, I want to. Like, can we talk about that one?
Can we talk about that? Y'all said Donovan Mitchell was the second greatest Cavalier. You should feel fucking ashamed of yourselves.
Yeah, because let me tell you something. Kyrie shows up in Game 5. Would there, no question. Will Kyrie show up in Game 5? If he's in the building, yes. Okay. Like, as long as he's physically there.
40. He just had 40.
Like, look. The thing about Kyrie for a little while was that he didn't want to come to work. But if Kyrie comes to work and it's Game 5, he putting in work.
I want anybody who said that, we should never listen to anything you have to say about basketball ever. Ever again. Like you're like, what? Man. Donovan's he's more talented than shut up. No, he's not. No, he's not.
Kyrie put the team on his back in Game 6 with no knees. Okay? No knees. Donovan Mitchell will never, ever even be in the position to do something as legendary as that.
Like, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe people was really saying that. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Did y'all not watch Kyrie when he was here? Bro, I'm a Laker fan. I was like, oh my God, that's the most disgusting.
It seems like there was a reintroduction to Kyrie Irving that people have gotten over the last few months where people done really forgot.
You know how angry I was when Kyrie didn't get traded to the Lakers? You know how angry I was, though? I knew what it was when we got Kyrie.
Yes. outside of 2011 D Wade, and you can argue he won a chip with Kyrie at his Kyrie's peak and his peak. He never really 2013, I think D Wade wasn't out of his peak yet, right? Like, but he was getting there. Like, he was taking a lot of jumpers. But yeah, Kyrie's probably one of the best teammates LeBron has ever had.
Kyrie and Anthony Davis are the two best teammates he's ever had.
Better than 2010 D Wade?
Yes. Way better fit.
Better fit, yeah, okay.
Way better fit. Honestly, AD, I don't know if I want to say he's more talented than D Wade. D Wade was really, really talented.
D Wade's one of those ones that are easy to forget how good he was.
AD's a monster though.
Yeah. Because D Wade in his second year in the NBA, basically grabbed Shaq and won a ring.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I was like, I don't want to be disrespectful. AD's really, really, really talented.
AD is super talented.
No,
but also we reacted to what's up?
I did a video with Tony, and he asked me the question, hey, do you think Evan Mobley, do you still think his ceiling is Anthony Davis? I was like, brother, no. I consider myself an Evan Mobley defender.
Hey, Cole, when I first came out here with that, because I remember I first came out here and people gave me shit for it. When I was like, I think his comp is Anthony Davis. That's too low. See, this is what happens with somebody like Evan Mobley. And this happens with a lot of players, and you're going to see it happen a ton. We build these dudes up and hype them up. We was hyping up DTR. And look, this isn't just a Cleveland fan base thing, but y'all here from Cleveland, y'all know what I'm talking about when I reference these Cleveland names. We hyped them up well past the point to where they need to be hyped up, right? We can even bring J. Cole into this, right? J. Cole, people was hyping him up, gassing him up. All of a sudden, now we put him on the level to Kendrick and Drake, right? And then we find out the truth that was true all along, is that person is not that, which is fine. But since y'all believed he was something else, since y'all hyped him up to be something else, y'all take y'all anger out of being wrong on that person. Okay? And then you spend the rest of your life mad at this dude for not being who you thought, because you wanted him to be Tim Duncan. Now we out here talk. What did that man compare him to?
Derek Favors.
Derek Favors. See, like,
and he's infinitely better than Derek Favors.
There's no reason to be first on this, right? Like, I thought Evan Mobley, like, hey, yeah, if he gets a jumper, it's going to be kind of inconsistent. Defensively, he could do some of the same things that Anthony Davis was doing out of college. Let's be reasonable about the comp. And you can argue that that's not even a reasonable comp, because Anthony Davis was like one of the 5 best players in the NBA at one point. It still has the ability to do that.
It's never been a talent issue. When he's on the court, he's been a top 5 player. He just ain't been on. He hasn't been on the court as much as you like. Yeah, he played the most games he's played in a while this past season.
Well, he played like 50.
He played like 76 or something.
No, I'm just fucking with you.
He was by far, the Lakers' best.
Very talented player. Very talented.
By far the Lakers' best player this season. Most consistent player for sure.
I still think there's a chance that he gets something close to that Evan Mobley does, but like, why'd y'all have to make him KG? Speaking of KG, can we talk about my favorite player in the NBA? Ant Edwards. I'm here for it.
Ooh,
that man is so cold. He got me out here rooting for Minnesota and Karl Towns. You know how good you got to be for me to be rooting for good things to happen to Karl Towns?
Hey, man, he's good. And low key.
Hey,
Cat was really good.
Don't
Cat
you dare
really
try to get me
series.
on Cat's train. Stop it.
He was good in this series.
Stop it. Hit you with the Shaq. Stop it. Kenny.
I know you don't want to admit it. I'll
admit it. He's been playing well for now.
He was good.
No, I mean, look, man, the issue with Cat isn't that he can't play basketball. Like, that's never been an issue with Cat. It's just, hey, man, are we going to get to a point in a series where it's going to matter that Cat needs to be good? Because that's when Cat don't show up. When it don't matter that Cat's good, oh, yeah. Oh, he got that. I can't even name a big on Phoenix's roster. Like, of course. Was he pushing around Nurkic? Okay, he can do that. Now, if he has to go up against Jokic, like,
nah, Rudy's guarding him the entire time.
I'm just
he's
saying,
guarding him the entire time.
Building. If Jokic is in the building while Karl Towns is there, all of a sudden he's not gonna be making as many threes.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Of every team in the West, the Timberwolves are the ones that are constructed to beat the Nuggets. Like they got the best chance. They got the best chance of really doing it. Like,
they do. I'm just saying.
Even them Laker games, them Laker games was close, bro. And the Timberwolves have a way better overall roster than the Lakers.
And they got Ant Edwards. And look, I don't know if that, like, I'm at the point where I'm like, hey, man, does the Ant Edwards, let me put it like this. There is a Cat factor, and then there's a Ant Edwards factor. And obviously, the Ant Edwards factor has outweighed the Cat factor. It's just a question of how much, right? Has he?
And when Taylor said, Cat is a bum, but he playing better than everyone on the Cat.
I have less questions about him showing up in Game 5 than I do about Donovan Mitchell, and that tells you should illustrate to you the disgust I have with Donovan Mitchell right now. That I'm willing to admit I think Cat would have 30 in this situation. I don't know if Donovan's going to put up 30.
Tony gonna watch this and be pissed.
Look, Tony, man. Tony's probably more right about this than I am, because I'm just disgusted on a personal level. So, he probably has the proper analysis and the proper grip on where the team is. I'm just saying, dog. Donovan, if you don't put up 30 tonight on good efficiency, not even that, because 30 on good efficiency, that's some regular shit for you. If you don't put up 40 on good efficiency and show these motherfuckers that you like this, I cannot sit here and justify the price that's about to be paid for you. Like, I just can't do it. I'm sorry. You know what? And it'll be the same way with Deshaun Watson. If Deshaun Watson folds like this in the playoffs, we gonna be here like he gotta fucking go. Like, okay.
Oh man.
This ain't no anti-Stan Twitter shit. I'm just saying, like, if the most expensive player on your team, if the best player on your team cannot show up, and the lucky thing for a dude like Deshaun Watson is that ultimately it might not matter because the Browns have a roster that's like that for real, right? It might not matter if he can't step up because Miles might, or Nick Chubb might, or Amari Cooper might, right? Like, so he has some leeway. He has some bail that he can shoot. But Donovan, we ain't got bail like that, brother. It's you, okay? Like, Kobe Altman ain't Andrew Berry. Like, you got to make them fucking shots. That's it.
Kobe Altman ain't Andrew Berry.
He ain't even close. Could you imagine Andrew Berry building a roster like this?
No, it would at least make sense.
No.
It would at least make sense for sure.
We'd have people we could play off the bench, bro.
Hey.
Nah.
Hey. On a more positive note, can we please talk about this Browns draft?
Can we talk about the Falcons first?
You just want to be a hater, man.
I want to be positive at the end, man. I want to end this with some positivity, you know?
Okay, yo. We gonna get to the Browns draft at the end.
I'm going to structure this like a Tyler album. I'm going to structure this like a Tyler, the Creator album. It's going to be negative bullshit at the beginning. But we going to end with Flower Child or some shit like that. Like, something more optimistic. Like, Heaven to Me, right? We'll end with Heaven to Me. Like,
no, we gotta talk about this. We gotta talk about this Falcons, bro. What the fuck are they doing?
Hey. I'm shocked that people are defending this.
Are people defending it?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I've gotten a healthy amount of them. So here's one of the defensive I got because I was like, man, they are doing Ray Farmer Brown shit right now. Now look, we could disagree on the evaluation of Michael Penix. If you think Michael Penix is a first round pick, cool. I could be wrong on that. I disagree, right? Like, I think if Hendon Hooker wasn't a first round pick, Michael Penix is not a first round pick, right? Like, he just isn't I didn't fall in love with his tape. Some people did and thought he would go in the top 15. Okay, cool. We just disagree on the evaluation. If they did that, like, I'm not mad at the Denver Broncos for taking Bo Nix, even though I think Bo Nix is trash. Right? But at least, okay, you needed a quarterback. You drafted the one you like. Cool, whatever. See if that works out. Not mad at that. The Falcons thing reeks of what the fuck was the plan? So you sign Kirk Cousins, which is one thing, right? Because Kirk is at the point of his career where he just might be a spot starter. No, you signed him to $45 million a year. Guaranteed. Hey, by the way, Cole, a hilarious thing that we can always bring up is, you know what I've heard recently from ESPN analysts? Well, you have to understand that $45 million isn't franchise quarterback money. It's just starting quarterback money. Which, like, hey, where the fuck you been the last 2 years? Because I swear to God, y'all not about to, if Deshaun Watson did not throw for 5,000 yards, y'all about to be mad about that. So, like, is it just starting quarterback money now? Like, come on now. Come on.
Bro. You know how
me and you both know if you spend $45 million for a quarterback, that's the dude for the next 2 years. Like, that's not Jacoby Brissett money. That's not Jameis Winston money. Like, if you just wanted somebody to start for a little bit, you could have fucking hired anybody. You got Tyler Heineke on the team already. Like,
who's the dude on the Raiders who played for the Colts last year? Gardner Minshew.
Could have brought him to the Atlanta. This trailer park's here for sure, right? Like, he could have hitched his trailer somewhere and played here. You know, he said he live out of RV. You signed Kirk Cousins to $46 million, $45 million fully guaranteed over the next 3 years. By the way, this man is 36, coming off a torn Achilles. And stop lying about how long quarterbacks play. Quarterbacks are not guaranteed to play past 35. Like most of them fall. How old is Russ? Russ 33.
No, Russ older than that.
No, he just looks older than that.
Russ not like 36?
No. Russell Wilson is 35. My bad. 35.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was about to say.
35. But he was cooked 2 years ago. Like he was air fried 2 years ago. Like he was 33 when he was air fried. Like look at all these quarterbacks. Matt Ryan, when did he start to get cooked? 34. Cam Newton didn't even make it to 30. Cam Newton 34 right now. Okay, like
yeah, injuries cook Cam.
Yeah, and people are like, "Oh, well, Michael Penix can play when he's 35." Dude, can he? He's already had 2 knee injuries.
How old is Michael Penix right now? He's like 25?
24.
Oh,
24. He's about to be 24. Michael Penix about to be the same age as me by the time he starts. Yeah.
It just didn't make sense. It just don't make sense. No matter how you look at it, it don't make sense.
If you liked Michael Penix that much, why didn't you just draft him and not sign Kirk Cousins? Because also, like, if you draft the quarterback in the top 10, I forget what the statistics are, but like first round quarterbacks almost always start.
Yeah, so you gotta know. If you invest that level of asset into a quarterback, you gotta know if they can play or not. You gotta know.
If you invest that much into a quarterback, it's because you think you do know that they can play, right? That's the thinking behind it. You take a dude in the top 10, he about to show him, right? You don't wait. Are the Denver Broncos about to wait with Bo Nix?
No, he about to start.
Same thing with homeboy out there in Minnesota. We know Caleb Williams about to start. They ain't even pretending. Okay, like. Jada Daniels about to start there in Washington. Like, what are you doing? What is the plan here? And somebody got mad at me. Was like, well, they actually have a plan. The Browns didn't have a plan before. No, this is not a plan.
This is no.
This is you just doing shit.
Kirk was pissed about this, by the way. Let's not leave that.
Because Kirk thinking what I'm thinking. You draft Michael Penix number 8 overall. How the fuck did that catch you by surprise? Like, seriously, if you're the Falcons, how are you reacting as if you didn't expect Michael Penix to be there at 8? Like everybody thought he was going to be there at 8. So
nobody thought he was going to be a top 10 pick, bro. Nobody thought that.
For you to have thought to yourself, well, we don't want to tell Kirk because he might not be there is so ridiculous. He had a good chance to be there. Not a good chance, a great chance. I'm shocked. He was Cole, when they showed me a video of his draft party, I was like, oh, wow. Michael Penix is having a draft party? Why is he there this early? Like,
you said he having a draft party?
I thought he was going to wait till tomorrow to turn up. He had a full draft party.
He knew. He knew the Falcons was going to do that. That's crazy.
And look, man, Kirk Cousins is about to be the first dude to receive what we usually call ACC quarterback bias. But in Atlanta, he about to get ACC quarterback bias, which is every time he miss a throw, hey, dog, let's see what Michael could do.
Why they ain't playing Mike?
Yup. First time in history, we are about to see that dynamic go down. I would be in the stands just like, I want to hear what y'all got to say.
Kirk about to get the dirtiest looks he ever seen in his life, man. You ain't in Minnesota no more, buddy.
Hey, bro, enjoy Magic City while you can, because if you ask in 4 weeks, Michael will be the only one down. Okay?
It's about to be a culture shock for Kirk, man.
It's
about to be a culture shock for Kirk.
Somebody was like, nobody had a bigger culture shock than Drake May's dad. Watching him fall behind Jada Daniels. He's like, what is this?
This what we doing now?
Shout out to Bavani Jones. We losing the country, bro. But yeah, man, that just boggled my mind that they would do that. And it has nothing to do with your evaluation on Kirk Cousins or Michael Penix. It's like, why are they both there? And then people are like, well, you got to protect yourself against this with Kirk Cousins. I'm like, why did you sign him? Like people are talking about this as if the Falcons just like landed with Kirk Cousins. Like he just appeared on the roster and the Falcons were forced to give him a contract. They chose to extend him. He has an untradeable contract. The only person that could be traded in the next 3 years, Cole, is Michael Penix.
You're trying to protect yourself, which I'm assuming is against maybe Kirk like re-injuring himself because he's coming off of an Achilles injury, and you paid him all that money knowing that he's 35 years old coming off an Achilles injury. So your insurance is a quarterback you take in the top 10 who's had multiple knee surgeries in his career already. That's your insurance.
Mm-hmm. All this so Tyler Heineke can start 5 games.
It's so stupid. And you know what the craziest thing about it is? This isn't even the only mistake they made in the draft. They took Rook Arohoro.
Arohoro?
Arohoro? However you say
No, it's
his
Ruke
name.
Arohoro. Because I thought the Browns could draft them at 54 or 85.
And you took
him at 30?
They took him at 30. And who was next? The Commanders, right?
Yeah, and they took
Johnny Newton, the very next pick. I'm like, what the fuck are the Falcons doing? What are they doing?
Hey man, shout out to my boy Trey Sean. They trying to kill you, dog. The Falcons are trying to kill you, dog.
I was like, bro, the Penix thing not even the worst pick they had. What are they doing? Oh, because there's no universe. We are not living in the part of the multiverse where Rook is better than Johnny Newton. There's no fucking way. There's no way he's gonna be better than Johnny Newton.
And even if he is, it'll be marginal. Like it's just because Johnny Newton didn't work out for whatever reason. And Ruke's like a rotational player. Like you could make he's still on the team kind of argument. It's not Ruke Arohoro was never gonna be like a star player, right? Like I thought he was a good run stuffer, role player. Thought like he might trade up for 85 to get him. 30's a little high. 30's a little high for him. But they take Rook, they draft Michael Penix. And here's the thing that baffled me more was the defense coming out of Atlanta. I'm like, oh, so you guys are going to get fired. And look, I know when I talk about other teams' business, people get mad at me because I'm saying some shit they don't want to hear. But look, man, as a Browns fan, we know dysfunction. We know when a motherfucker's going to get fired. And we looking at this Atlanta situation like, oh, somebody's about to get fired. Like
they can't even get mad. I seen them Falcons fans in that space on Twitter after they made that pick screaming and hollering and yelling and carrying on. They know.
Like, because you could have signed Kirk Cousins and that could have been the plan and that would have been okay. You could have drafted Michael Penix and that could have been the plan. That could have been okay. You could have traded for Lamar Jackson and that could have been the plan. Hey, maybe that's what happened. Maybe they got PTSD where they was like, man, we didn't want to get Lamar because of Desmond Ridder. We'll never let that happen again. So they just drafted the first dude who kind of looked like Lamar. Like,
so all of this, what you're saying that really all of this is Desmond Ridder's fault. Desmond Ridder was so bad they had to make sure they had 2 quarterbacks.
No, it's not Desmond Ridder's fault for being bad. They made such a bad decision to justify sticking with Desmond Ridder that they went and made this bad decision.
Man. God bless Falcons fans.
Hey,
God
man.
bless.
Yeah, y'all making some like even the Browns back in the day didn't do this much dumb shit with quarterback. Like we've never been offered a franchise quarterback and said, nah, we sticking with Cody Kessler. Like that's never happened in Browns canon. Like that's never happened.
We never get the chance. We don't even get the chance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no. We've never been so stubborn. Okay? Like, obviously, We have never been so stubborn. Yeah, man. I don't know what Atlanta about to do. Atlanta, that's... Man, the best you can hope is that Michael Penix balls out and then you have the world's most expensive clipboard holder. Like, high-fiving. I hope Kirk Cousins could be a dap master. Because
we go find out.
Highest paid dap master in the league. And look, man, Brown's about to be right behind him if Deshaun don't work this out this year. Like, we got a first round. It'll be $90 million worth of quarterback on Sundays. Dapping up dudes. All right? Like trust and believe. We are a bad season from each away from being in that reality. But at least we at the end of that contract by the time that shit happens, dog. Like, I'm keeping a buck. And we got AB. Like, you can make bad decisions. Like, we still go win 11 games.
First round picks back. We good.
Oh, we straight, bro. We straight. Good. It could work out. It could not. Like, ooh, Jimmy Haslam's going to spend money. Okay, who gives a fuck? Like, we kept everybody we want. Like, we ain't losing one player we loved. Okay, in this whole ordeal. We good, bro. They all under contract till after Deshaun's contract ends. So if it works out, great. You know, we got a quarterback. If it doesn't, well, who's the next guy? Like, I promise you it'll be less annoying to cover. Like,
man, tell me about it. Oh,
hey, glad it ain't me. Okay.
Shout out to the Falcons.
Hey, man, shout out to all my Falcons people, man. Shout out to all my Falcons podcasters, sports beats, right? All them. Yeah, y'all need that strength. Okay. Because you have no idea what's about to go down. Like, it's an election year, and y'all about to have, ooh,
Hey, they don't know.
Just post and move. Don't look at them comment sections, Falcon content creators. Like, you don't need to do it. You don't need to do it. It's gonna get nasty, dog. Yeah, because what? Well, I'm lucky because the last one, Baker Mayfield was playing good, so we was kind of chilling. You imagine Baker Mayfield had 2021 and 2020? And then we trade for this shot. Hey, Deshaun, you got to play your ass off, bro. Wow. It's about to get nasty. Let's talk about the Browns draft, man.
Yeah, we got to talk about it. I know that's what everybody waiting for. We go talk about the Browns. We knew he was going to talk about the Browns. Come on. You knew he was going to talk about the draft. We got to talk about the draft.
They got your boy.
Ooh.
Michael Hall. Remember you got mad at me because we didn't take him at 50? Remember when you and Curtis both got mad at me for the pick we turned in?
Because you wouldn't read the options.
You didn't ask for the options.
Wasn't reading. I was like, man, I was like, AB. He was like, AB gonna take Michael Hall, man. You know he gonna take him.
All I know is that I turned that pick in, and then all of a sudden y'all got beef with it. I'm like, damn. Like,
at least
I thought we was cool.
Curtis did. At least I do what Curtis did.
When he denounced the pick.
We asked for his opinion, like, hey, how you feel about this? It's like, oh yeah, that's cool.
You know, I feel like he a 4th round pick.
He was right about that, by the way.
Yeah, Curtis was right. But be right before I make the pick, Curtis. That's all I want. You on here for a reason. We think you smart and shit. Come on, tell us you don't like the pick.
Clearly he is smart because he was right. He
knew what he was talking about with that. But I would have loved to have heard it.
It's like, bro, you're supposed to say that before we make the pick. What is you doing?
Man, Curtis. He like, y'all still mad? Yeah.
Yes, we're still angry because we could have looked real smart.
We could have looked genius if you could have said. We could have been all here talking shit. Yeah, they got our guy on this. But nah, Curtis didn't want to say something. Well, thankfully, Curtis said something to Andrew Berry. Okay? like.
Oh, man. I know he gonna see that, too. That's gonna be funny.
The thing that got me was he denounced it. Like he didn't make the pick.
I was like, bro, you said it was cool.
I remember actively asking for consensus. Like,
it's like if this was a real war room, bro, we would have jumped on you, right?
we would have fired him that day. Like, nah. You gonna watch us make the pick and leak to the media that you didn't like it. Like,
oh yeah,
you gonna do who was that? Adam Griffin? When they drafted what's his name? Chris Grant?
I think it was Chris Grant.
Yeah, Chris Grant was like, hey man, wasn't my idea. To Bill Simmons immediately. Like,
I was like, yo.
You was just here talking about he's 6'7" and can shoot. Like,
oh man. No,
yeah,
but
they got our
that
boy.
Michael Hall pick, home run pick to me. Home run pick. I don't know how you felt about it, but especially when you're looking at all his all the advanced pass rushing statistics. I know Cleve TA, shout out TA. He was on top of it. Like he was on top of it. He's second in pass rush win rate. He had the quickest time to pressure of all the interior defensive tackles. Like 3 seconds.
I would say with Mike, he is one of those guys that you watch. Like when I saw him at the Senior Bowl, you don't have to figure out what he's good at, right? Like there's some players where you have to watch them and understand. Like Dwayne Carter is a good example of somebody's like, it's not, you got to see him and how he anchors and all this stuff. Like it's small details that make him stand out. With Mike Hall, it's immediately noticeable because he is quick as hell, right? Like when he gets going, he's quick. Now, the issue with Mike, for me, is consistency. Some games at Ohio State, he was that guy. Some games, barely there, right? Senior Bowl. First day of Senior Bowl, he was excellent. Second day of the Senior Bowl, third day of the Senior Bowl, noticed him less and less as the week went on. So consistency is an area for him, which he's 20 years old. Hey, like this is the first time I can earnestly say this and it doesn't feel out of place. That boy is a baby. Okay. Like I was watching, I was like, that boy is a baby. That is a child. Oh my goodness. He ain't even got no hair on his face. Like 20.
He can't even drink legally.
That boy's a baby. Like,
oh man.
He is 9 years my junior. Okay. Like, nah, like he's 2 high school classes younger than us. Like,
dang. It's kind of crazy.
We don't know nobody who knew him in high school. Like,
ooh, he didn't even, that's nuts.
That's, yeah. Nuts. Yeah, that man is young. By the way, Michael Penix could have went to high school with us. Okay. Like,
chill.
I'm just pointing out a fact.
You are pointing out a fact, but chill.
Is it not true? Hell, you count the COVID years. He might have been in college when I was in college. When was he at Indiana? Was he there at 20? I saw somebody say like this guy who was like a #1 recruit in 2017 hit the transfer portal. I'm like, wow, it's just a career now. Like, I graduated college in 2017, dog. Like, you telling me you could have been there? Like, you telling me you could have been there almost 10 years ago? Like,
get that money, man. Get that money first. Hey, you can get it. You know what I'm saying?
That's a long time to swipe to get your food. Okay, like,
hey, as long as them NIL checks cash, who cares?
I ain't mad at it, man. If I could go back to getting meal swipes, I would. Okay, like, that's all HelloFresh factor is just try to get meal swipes as an adult. But I like Michael Hall. He's young as hell. He might be able to contribute year one, right? I wouldn't expect him to, but he might. I don't expect him to be inactive, but, might be able to contribute, push for a role. I think that's a little ambitious for somebody at 20 in the defensive tackle. Like, you know how good you got to be at 20 Like he might have some growing to do, right? The inconsistency is there, but also I wouldn't look at him as anywhere close to a finished product because he could have went to Ohio State and returned to Ohio State next year and look like a completely different dude because we've seen guys jump from when they turn 20 to 21, 22 in college football. Same thing could happen for him. So this is an upside pick. I think it'll really be the guy who ends up anchoring the interior after Dalvin Tomlinson leaves in a couple of years. And hopefully you get a year with both of those guys playing at a high level. But yeah, I think that's a guy who could definitely start. He has the potential to definitely start.
I mean, I don't disagree. I was just like looking at some of his tape, like his pass rushing tape, and I'm like, ooh.
Quick,
He played
hands.
He played on the same D line as Miles. He might get a handful of sacks just off the strength of that.
Oh yeah, just a cleanup duty.
Just some clean. He might get 4 or 5 cleanup sacks. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I'm not gonna lie. He's gonna have to fight Obo Okoronkwo for that because nobody loves to clean up. Like I'm gonna call that motherfucker the janitor because whatever Miles don't get, I'll eat it. That's how Okoronkwo get down. Every single one of his sacks, he got like 2 off of a pure pressure, which I'm not even slighting him. This is what the Browns are asking him to do. But every time Miles can't get it, I'll eat it. Boom. like you don't want your leftovers? Yeah, don't leave your shit in the fridge. Obo coming for that shit, dog. Like
that's a crazy way to put it, but you're not
it's
wrong.
Literally what it is, though, ain't it? Like,
you're not wrong.
Is it not accurate?
Extremely accurate. Extremely accurate. I respect that. How did you feel about the Zinter pick, though?
Zinter is an interesting one because when I watch him play at Michigan, I see a guy who wins a lot because he's bigger than the people he's playing against. I worry about guys like that because you can't win like that in the NFL against first team guys. You just can't. It's not going to happen. You're not going to outpower guys consistently unless you are one of the strongest motherfuckers. Like Kevin Zeitler is pretty known for being like one of the strongest people in the NFL. He can't win like that consistently. And that's not where Zinter is. Now, Zinter's a big guy. I think he fell not because he was injured, like the injury is what kicked him down, but because he was injured, he didn't get to test. Like that's somebody I do need to see run to 40. That's somebody I do need to see getting those drills and see how well he can move and pull and push and accelerate. That's somebody I needed to see at the Senior Bowl, right? Like is Zach Zinter. Because also when you look at his tape, he does real well against Rutgers. He does real well against UNLV. He does real well against Maryland. Ohio State doesn't do quite as well. Now, he did well against Penn State, which isn't a trash school. But again, the injury, right? I would have loved to see him go up against Washington. I would have loved to see him go up against, what did they play, Texas? No,
they played Alabama.
Oh, yeah. I would have, well, no, Washington played Alabama, right? No, Michigan played Alabama?
Alabama was the only team that almost got him.
See, he needed the Alabama tape. Right. The injury held him back because there were questions about all of that stuff that he just didn't get to answer. Now, it could have been that he could have played in those games, played in the Senior Bowl, answered all those questions, and then he would have been a first-round pick. But it also could have been that he didn't answer any of those questions, and he would have been a third-round pick. So I don't know where he ends up. Like that's somebody I can't really judge until I see in like the practice setting because the tape was inconclusive for me. Like I just did not get to see what I wanted to in his last year of college football. And I think he would have benefited from having to do the draft circuit, but he didn't get to. One of the few players where I'm like, no, that's a legitimate problem for him.
I mean, I thought the thought process was sound with the pick.
It's always going to be sound with AB.
I was like, okay, so like, even with the concerns that you raised, could he maybe iron all of that out if he has to learn behind Wyatt Teller and Joel Bitonio for a year? And they can work on the technique and all the intricacies and nuances of playing at guard at the NFL level, combined with what you already said, like he has some physical gifts.
Mm-hmm.
He has some physical gifts. He just kind of has to hone in on the technique and the nuances to play the position, and he'll be better. Not too many better situations he could have been in. to the Cleveland Browns. I'm not gonna lie.
That's the
Him
thing. He
and
landed to a good spot.
Javion Cohen too, who they signed as an
Mhm.
undrafted free agent. I was like, yeah, they in a good spot. They in a
My
good spot.
boy, hey, my boy at the Senior Bowl was winning ugly, but winning. And that could be coached. Like you could teach him to win a little bit cleaner than that. But he used to be at Alabama too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's an Alabama transfer. That was somebody that they signed as an undrafted free agent, but that's really a 6th-round pick, right? Like I'm pretty sure when the numbers come out, we're going to see Jack Duff and talk about that's a 6th-round equivalent or whatever it is on UDFA money.
Dan Brugler had him projected to go 5th round, and I was like, oh, okay, so it's not that he's not talented. It's not that he's not talented. It's not that he's not a good player. It's something else going on there.
Or sometimes, like when it gets to them late rounds, man, it don't be everybody's finest turning in on picks. And it just might be something where they just legitimately like, well, they just passed on it for whatever reason. Like if somebody falls from like 5 to like undrafted, it's not really a concern as far as character because like once you get past round 3, dog, character's not a consideration.
Yeah, people don't care. Teams don't care about that anymore.
Hell, man, they took Devondre Sweat in the 2nd round.
Like, dog, that was crazy. I was like, what?
They didn't give a fuck about none of that.
He just had a DUI.
And he was not good enough to justify it. Like,
I was like, what did the Titans do? Like, I thought that they took a defensive tackle. I thought they might have been the ones who were going to take Michael Hall or something like that. But I was like, Tavondre going this high? Man, I thought the Browns might have tried to take him in like the 5th round.
Yeah. Yeah, it's you know, some people just be turning these cards in. Like I don't know. But with Tavondre going that early, then Zach Zinter going to the Browns, 85. Again, I like him as a prospect. It's just I had questions, right? And I wish I could have gotten to answer that question because it's very well he could have played at the Senior Bowl. He would have been one of my favorite guys here. You know, that's not a possibility that would shock me if that happened. It's just I don't know how to feel about him yet, just because the Browns pull a lot, right? Like they ask their guards to be athletic. I don't know if they brought him in for a visit. They brought him in for a visit. It might change my mind a little bit because that means that they probably worked him out and saw if he could pull and saw how well his feet move and all of that. But you know, that's a serious question. But he didn't slide down the draft board because he's injured, because he's going to play week 1. He's going to practice immediately. He's healed from that injury already. It's more or less people had questions that couldn't get answered because he couldn't participate in anything. But I think he participated in Pro Day. I don't even think he did Pro Day.
He didn't do Pro Day. I think he did interviews.
Yeah. And he was somebody who needed to Pro Day, right? Like needed to do all of that. So sometimes those guys fall and you get a gift. Sometimes those guys fall and you understand why during camp. And I think that's one of those ones where I'm like, I'm not going to have a strong opinion about this one yet because it's obvious more information is needed on what exactly he is as a player. Then after that, they took
Jamari Thrash.
Yes. Who I liked. I mean, like, look, I tell people this all the time. You got to pay attention to the Senior Bowl now. Like, if you're a Browns fan, you got to pay attention to the Senior Bowl because your first pick was at the Senior Bowl. Your third pick was at the Senior Bowl. Zach Zinter, his ass would have 100% been at the Senior Bowl if he could have, right? Like LeBron, Cohen, Senior Bowl. Linebacker, Senior Bowl. Who else? Both them corners were, I think they were NFL PA Bowl guys because if you're FCS, it's hard to get to the Senior Bowl. But you gotta pay attention to this shit because the Browns do. Like, that's why it's the one trip worth me making every year. I'm like, nah, I gotta go to Mobile because they're gonna be like 3 guys the Browns are gonna draft there every year.
Jawan Briggs was their 7th round, their very last pick. He was at the Senior Bowl too, wasn't he?
I'm not 100% sure if he was at the Senior Bowl.
I think I saw people post.
Cincinnati is one of them schools with so many fucking helmets.
It could also have been. It could have also been East West Shrine Bowl.
I think that would make more sense for him. Is East West Shrine Bowl?
It's like he was at one of the two. He's at
Or
one.
the NFL? Is it the East West Shrine Bowl now, or is it the NFLPA Bowl? I think.
I think the NFLPA Bowl and the East West Shrine Bowl are two different things.
Okay, but one of those he probably went to. But yeah, it's Senior Bowl is very important for the Browns. Like every year, they take a bunch of dudes from the Senior Bowl. Every year, and it's good thing that they do.
Did you really like the Jamari Thrash? Because people were like, pretty.
No, I like Jamari Thrash. First of all, random ass thing. I just went to a Georgia State game a couple years ago, because I wanted to see that football stadium or baseball stadium that they turned into a football stadium. So I saw him when he was at Georgia State against Georgia Southern, and I remember thinking, well, that wide receiver they got is good, because their quarterback on Georgia State at that time was Dookie, straight Dookie. His quarterback cheeks. Now, like, it's Sunbelt football. It is what it is, but he was clearly bad. Like, it got to a point to where they stopped trying to throw it unless they were throwing it to number one. And I remember thinking, well, this number one must be good, because he's catching a lot of bad footballs. Turned out that was Jamari Thrash, like, who also was at the Senior Bowl. I like him. He run angry, right? He run angry, and he built like NBA YoungBoy. So he's he's long.
So what does that mean, sir? What does that entail?
He heavy-handed.
Okay.
Yeah. Like the NBA YoungBoy memes, like he heavy-handed. He moved like that, right? Like, so he's heavy-handed. When he fights with wide receivers, he's like willing to embrace contact. I know he got a bad hit on the drops, but I think that had to do with he had a wrist injury that year.
He played with a broken hand.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like a good reason to be dropping more footballs than normal.
Yeah. Like the second half of his last season at Louisville, he was just dropped. He had a broken hand. He was playing through.
Because there's two types of drops that concern me. Like when I watch Johnny Wilson's tape, I'm like, nah. Because Johnny Wilson will be like this, catch a football, and then look over here and then go, right, and drop a football.
Mm.
I can't deal with somebody who gets scared drops. Like, those drops turn into turnovers, interceptions, fumbles, because you scared to get hit, right? Jamari Thrash is in no way somebody who's afraid to get hit. That man likes contact too much. Like, to be honest, like, he just takes hit after hit. Like, he likes the contact. I think he'll be fine catching the ball once his wrist heals or whatever was wrong with him last year. Steve Smith pointed out on his film breakdown that he ran more of a route tree at Georgia State than he did at Louisville. So it might be a situation where he transferred to a worse spot than what he had at Georgia State. But yeah, I think he's a good player. Like, he's going to be somebody that you can lean on to, kind of do what Rashard Higgins did for a little while, what Donovan Peoples-Jones did for a little while. Get us some first downs, come in clutch on third down, and get us like 600, 700 yards in a couple of years, and we good. Also, underrated, he's going to be really good in scramble drill stuff. He was really good at that. Yeah, he's smart. So he knows like how to, when he's caught in the middle of the field, he senses a scramble. He knows how to cut his route in order to let the quarterback see that he's open while being able to maintain momentum downfield, which is not something the Browns don't really have many wide receivers that can do that right now. Like, so if he does by some chance, for whatever reason, get some time with the ones, I think Deshaun's going to like him to be on the field a little bit, just because he knows, if I scramble, this little dude knows where to be.
Do you think he's the David Bell? Do you think David Bell should be worried about him being on the roster?
Oh, David Bell's gone. Yeah. Like, no. David Bell should be beyond worried. Like,
I just want to know.
Yeah.
Because I know the locks are Amari, Jerry Jeudy, obviously, Elijah Moore, obviously. Dude whose name I can't think of that they just drafted. Cedric Tillman.
Damn.
And then, yeah, already forget about him. That's on me. And then it's David and Jamari. I don't know how many receivers to keep.
You might have to factor in James Prochet because he might make the team as a returner.
Yeah. I thought, well, yeah, he might. Even though Naheem Hines is making the
Well, it
roster.
depends. They might want to do punt, kick, returner, right? And Prochet will return punts. Naheem Hines will return kicks.
Mhm.
Especially since I think they think they can use Naheem Hines as like an extra running back too. I think they'll keep 4. I know Jack disagrees with me on this, but this is just one where we disagree on, because they're going to keep Ford, they're going to keep Chubb, they're going to keep Foreman, and they're going to keep Hines. I think they just end up keeping 4, and they say that the value of Hines is that he returns kicks and he, receives a little bit. But yeah, Thrash makes the roster. Bell might. Like, he's bad. I think David Bell's battling with Michael Woods.
Hell, he gonna win that.
He should win that.
He gonna win that.
Well, it's going to be between him, Michael Woods, and James Prochet, and it's going to come down to like if James Prochet, if they want to return the punts or not, versus if we had Naheem Hines do both. Yeah, that's the competition. Those are the 3 guys on the bubble right now. It's those 3, and anybody else they bring in. The 2 corners they brought in, they're gonna go straight to the practice squad. like it's not even any disrespect to them. It's just there's literally no room. Like, maybe behind Khalifa Lisi, but like Khalifa Lisi wasn't bad, right? Yeah, and then Justin Hardy is there.
Special team. He making the roster.
Special teams, he's gonna be there. Like, maybe there's a spot if you could ball out on special teams, but other than that, was it Christian Watson? No, I'm thinking of a wide receiver out of Alabama, out of North Dakota State, a couple of years ago. It was Nathaniel Watson, linebacker out of Mississippi State.
Yeah, besides this is the linebacker.
Yeah, Nathaniel Watson. He'll make the team more than likely. I don't know if he's a lock, but he'll make the team. He's going to be there in that competition between Devin Bush, Tony Fields for that. Well, not Will, but Sam Mike linebacker role, which is a role, not really a starting spot. So that'll be Mahmoud Diabate in that too, and I think Mahmoud's going to win it.
Oh, you think Mahmoud?
Yeah, I think Mahmoud's going to win it. Oh yeah.
I think it's gonna come down between him and Nate. We gonna see.
Hey man, Jordan Hicks, and then we gonna have JOK and Mahmoud.
Athleticism.
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 Them pregame fits gonna be crazy. I need JOK to keep doing that, by the way.
He's 100%.
Nothing energizes me more than on a Sunday morning seeing that JOK got that shit on. Okay.
Got that shit on.
Got that shit on, dog. With his feet out.
Oh man. Do we think you said
that's when I knew he was gonna be a killer. I was like, oh, he's confident. He's confident. He's confident now. I'm like, oh yeah. Oh yeah, he found his wife. He found his why. Let's do this. Like, let's go.
So you think Miles Hardin going straight to the practice squad?
Yeah, there's really no chance. Like, he's going to compete. I'm sure they're going to act like there's who's he going to beat out?
It's either him or Khalif Halasi. Like, it's one of the 2.
Yeah, and Halasi at game time, and that's what they're going to care about. Like, my man's going like, be on that P squad. There's no shame. No shame in that. But,
low key, Juwan Briggs.
Now, he has a chance to make the roster, or like they'll give him a shot. But I just want to state this. Hey, man, what did you do, Siaki?
That's all that when they picked him, I was like, ooh.
It's the one Andrew Berry pick where I'm like, I don't understand what the plan was.
Well, let's be real. I don't think that was Andrew. I don't think that was.
It's still, even when Andrew, like if Andrew turns in a card that early, we know there's even with the one pick everybody hated, Anthony Schwartz. We understood that there was a plan, and that motherfucker let the plan run out for 4 years. Okay, this one right here, it's like there was no plan when he drafted him, and we not even sticking to it. Like, we didn't draft that many wide receivers after we took Anthony Schwartz.
Like, I think Ika was definitely a Jim Schwartz call. And I think Andrew's like, okay, but if we can get somebody who's a little bit more productive, I'm going to do that. And we going to see.
I think for this to have happened, Jim Schwartz fell out of love too. Now look, he might show something. Like, he showed up to camp slimmer. I just go back to the draft day quote. We're going to turn the dump truck into Ferrari. And that was the first time I heard Jim Schwartz say something. And I thought to myself, what the fuck is he talking about? Like,
oh, man.
Still don't understand what the fuck he was talking about. Why would you draft the dump truck and try to make it a Ferrari? Just draft the Ferrari. Hell, draft the Mazda. It's the third round. Like, you know what he did? You know what he didn't say to Michael Hall? We're going to turn you into a... No, because Michael Hall is a Ferrari. Okay?
Michael Hall fast as shit.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
4'7" and 300 pounds?
Zoom.
Yeah.
Zoom. Young, too. He ain't even got his grown men strength on. Like...
Hey, Briggs, though. Like, I was just like, man, who is this dude? So I was just like looking up stuff. He benched 225 40 times. 40 times. 40 times. Man, even if his arm's short, that's impressive. What are you talking about?
No, I want to see how impressive it is. It's super impressive either way, but let me see.
Every time I looked up a tweet from somebody, they were like, yeah, no, he's strong as shit.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He might be able to run defend day one.
They was basically like, hey, like, he might make he legit might make the roster. It's like,
now,
he's strong
that's the
and
one
quick.
Siaki Ika needs to worry about.
Yeah.
Because,
like,
Michael Hall, there to replace bigger things than Siaki Ika. Jawan Briggs screams to me, well, we didn't think he beat her. Like, let's bring him in.
Yeah, man. Yeah. He was moving dudes, all the clips I saw. Ooh, he was moving dudes, and he was pretty quick, man. I don't know.
Which is more than I can say for Siaki Ika in the same fucking conference last year. And I would tell you I don't like that pick, but maybe I really want to be wrong about Siaki Ika because they need youth in that defensive tackle room. But everybody was shocked when they made that pick. We were like, what? Like, collectively, everybody was like, huh? There's like 4 guys I wanted more than him. 4 guys. Hell, man, one of them went in the 6th round from Bowling Green. He played meaningful time for the Green Bay Packers.
I know what you're talking about. I was like, oh yeah, the Browns gonna take him.
Mm-hmm. Nope. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Javion Cohen, we talked about him. The Browns didn't have the most exciting draft, but you know what? It's a solid draft. They're gonna get a starter, a possible starter, and a role player at the very least out of this, I think. Right? Michael Hall, Javion Cohen. Well, not Javion Cohen. Zach Zinter. And you know what Zach Zinter got going for himself? That sounds like the name of a motherfucker that's gonna be good at football.
It does.
Like, can't you hear Chris Collinsworth? Zach Zinter, look at him clearing out that gap. Look, let me tell you, a guy like him.
Now here's a guy
who just eats nails for breakfast.
Yeah, I could definitely see Zach Zinter starting it right or left guard.
Man. How about the Browns?
10 years.
Going from Joe Batonio to Zach Zinter.
Haven't missed a beat.
By the way, I've been rewatching the Browns season on my YouTube channel, and I'm telling you motherfuckers right now, we miss Nick Chubb so much. Like, oh my God. I was watching them. I'm like, oh, this offense is so different without Nick Chubb, man. Like, here's how good Nick Chubb is. Deshaun could have played just as bad as he did week 2. We would have beat Pittsburgh by like 14 if Nick Chubb stayed healthy.
I promise you. We were going to win that game regardless.
I'm like, yo, I was watching them. I'm like, if Deshaun and Nick Chubb stayed healthy, we are the 1 seed and we could have beaten Kansas City. Like, I fully believe that. Because I'm like, all Deshaun has to do is like, okay, it's 3rd and 6. Find somebody. Make a great throw on 3rd and 6. He was capable of that. Or run. He was capable of that. And then all you need, Nick Chubb, just get 5 yards every first down. It was so hard to stop. And now we got more wide receivers. And David Njoku understands that he is a beast now. It would have been
surprised
over.
they didn't draft a running back. I'm really surprised they did not draft a running back.
I'm not. I think they felt like this class sucked. And I think they were trying to tell us this before the draft even started. I'm shocked they didn't take a tackle. But running back was one where I'm like, they told us everything they could. First of all, they didn't drop any single one of these extra running backs off the roster. They still got Pierre Strong in that motherfucker. They still got John Kelly there. They got like 6, 7 dudes on that running back roster. Mm-hmm. Another thing they told us, they brought in running backs. Like, they looked at this draft class and said, Dante Mitchell is better than anybody in this draft class.
Talk about Dante Foreman?
Dante Foreman, yeah, my bad. I'm thinking about Donovan Mitchell. Dante Foreman is better than anybody in this draft class, and so is Jerome Ford. By the way, look, man, we gonna like Jerome Ford once he don't need to carry the ball every time. Like,
oh yeah, when he's a third down back.
Oh yeah, 3rd down back. We gonna love Jerome Ford as a 3rd down back because let me tell you, that motherfucker got gas. All right, like. I was watching it. I'm like, man, why everybody hate him? And I'm like, oh, no, because I got to watch the rest of the season of him getting knocked back 2 yards. But, man, he is perfect for 15 carries. Like, perfect.
Boomer bust.
Oh, yeah. And look, he will get a big play.
He had a big play like every single game.
Mm-hmm. And when you're the second running back, man, don't nobody give a fuck about them times you get knocked back. Like, if you pop out a 40-yarder, like, your job's done. So when Nick Chubb get in there and you got Dante Foreman in there for short yardage, yeah, you're set. There was no room. There. I thought there was room for left tackle. I'm shocked that Kingsley Smutia was there and they said no to that, which tells me they were much lower in this tackle class than we were. Because all of those tackles were there. And they said, nah, we good.
Or maybe they just felt like, hey, we could just wait till next year.
Might be that too. I don't know what that tackle class looking like. But the Browns also are hoping to pick in the 30s. Like, so I don't know if they have the luxury of waiting for next year. Like if they feel like a player they like and they value as a 1st round pick is there. But I also think we were low collectively, not you, but collectively, we were low on how high they were in the league was on Michael Hall. Because I think a lot of us, like when you evaluate draft, you get caught up on what the film looks like. But the film is only one part of the story for somebody who's 20 years old. We talked about this with Anthony Richardson. Where it's like, yeah, man, I don't really give a fuck about that film. like he can clearly grow from this. Like,
it's some tools. You even said it. You were like, hey, man, it's some tools there that I'm willing to take a risk on.
There's some tools that Anthony Richardson got that Caleb Williams don't even got. Okay, like, hey, if Caleb Williams was built like Anthony Richardson, he could have had extensions and nobody would have cared. All right, like he could have been doing whatever it is he wanted. Number 1 overall pick. Hell, they might have let him on the team. Fuck it, like.
Yeah, you was in on Anthony Richardson.
Yes. And by the way, you saw him early in the year. You saw what I saw.
I was like, ooh. I was like, CJ looking good. But man, it's some pop in that arm. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey dog. I hope Joe Flacco understands he is coaching.
I don't think Joe does though. I don't think he really understands. You are there to hold a clipboard, brother.
he gonna see Anthony Richardson jog one day, be like, "Wow, he's moving," and then realize he ain't even trying to move. Like, I am still.
He about as tall as Joe too.
Yeah. Yeah. Much bigger than Joe. Like size wise. Like, I have not seen anybody get this man on the ground. Even when he broke his shoulder, he didn't get knocked on the ground. He went, oh.
Bro, I was watching this. I was like, yo. Like that might be Cam.
With Shane Steichen?
I was like, oh yeah, I think that's Cam.
Hey, Joe. Just clap and hope you get a third down package. Okay? Like, I don't know what lie they told you. And yo, look, at least Andrew Berry ain't lied to you, dog. You're not starting. Should have went to where could he have started? Because even Denver ain't gonna take him back. Because look, Denver has bad memories with Joe Flacco. Where could he have started? Atlanta?
Started? No.
By the way, Atlanta, if you wanted to do what you did, you should have just signed Joe Flacco. Like,
literally, it'd have been fine. He could start. Man, Las Vegas?
Not should start, would start. You said where?
Las Vegas?
Yeah, chance.
I don't know, man. I might even take Gardner over him.
He's younger.
Yeah, I might take Gardner. I take Gardner over Joe. Let me think.
It depends on what kind of offense you're running to, because they're two different styles of quarterbacks. New England? Well, they got Drake May.
No, he ain't starting over Drake.
Well, maybe you want to let Drake sit for like a year because Drake's like 20.
You know how I feel about Drake.
I know how you feel about Drake, but also like I just don't want them to fuck him up. Like,
True.
So
True.
Like they probably should have. Well, they got Brissett, and I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I don't want y'all to get mad at me.
You know they about to.
But Joe Flacco is not starting over Jacoby Brissett. Is that crazy? Is that crazy?
I don't think it's crazy.
But we're biased, so you know.
Yeah, y'all.
We don't see the value in guys like him and Bo Nix and Baker Mayfield. We got ACC bias, you know. Like,
yeah,
we love Drake May. Like, Paige Buchers is Cole's favorite basketball player.
Oh, whoa. Let's relax.
No, you're a Pac-12 bias with that. You want LA bias with that.
We like Caitlin. We love Caitlin Clark. She's cool.
You know what I mean? Was you rooting for Caitlin Clark to win the Natty? You want to answer that on wax?
No, I was not.
What about to get out the Elite Eight? You might have been rooting for her to get out the Elite Eight.
She's cold though. She's cold.
Hey, but you was with her against UConn though. You ain't. Were you?
Fry him, CC. Fry him.
Yeah. Yeah, get off that screen. You was like, nah, she moved her feet. Like, you got to call that. It's all right.
Browns ain't drafted tight end either. I was like, man, there's so many things. There's so many positions.
Hey, dog, when Ben Sinnott went at 42 or something like that, I was like, it's over with.
Oh, yeah.
They know which one's good. It's over with.
I was like, oh, the Browns not even going to take a pro. Well, I mean, they brought in some dude from
I'm shocked they didn't bring in like Brevin Spanford or something like that as like a UDFA. But apparently they feel good about Jordan Akins, David Njoku. Who they got behind?
Giovanni Ricci?
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
I mean, they brought. I was talking to Mac Robinson. I was like, "Hey, man, that undrafted tight end they brought in from Wyoming, he probably looking at that tight end room like, yeah, I could get a spot." He probably like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna make this 53.
He's
I'm
like,
gonna make
yeah,
this. I can
yeah,
make this."
Dad. I think I got a good spot. It's between me, Zaire, Mitchell Payton, like,
Giovanni Ricci and Jordan Akins.
who's not even listed at tight end. He's listed at fullback. So I mean, he's just not gonna make the roster. Like,
He probably looking like, yeah, I'm about to make the 53.
hey, or eventually he'll make the 53.
One of the two.
Hey, it ain't to all them young guns out there. Making the 53 on day one ain't as important as making the 53 for like 5 weeks during the regular season. Ask PJ Walker. Okay? Like, ask my guy PJ. Got his full guarantee. Got that accrued year. Now
Let's
you get
be
the
real,
vet
man.
men.
The Browns got like 43 spots locked up on the 53.
This is what I was saying before the draft. I'm like, hey, bro, they're going to have a hard time getting to 53 as is before the draft. Like, it's like, who do you cut? There's nobody you can really, like, running back, you could cut some bodies, but like, we might take 4, right? Wide receiver gets tough. I mean, the offensive line is where it gets ridiculous. Like,
Michael Dunn.
James Hudson? Hakeem
James Hudson.
Adeniji?
Like James Hudson might not make that 53. I don't think Michael Dunn making that 53 either.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. I'm like,
I said this on Twitter. I was like, I think Cohen's gonna make that 53.
Dude, Luke Whippler might not make the team.
Who's our
Like,
backup center?
Well, they just signed what's his name? They just signed Brian Allen.
Is he good?
He started for LA the year they won the Super Bowl, but he's been a rotational backup guy for a while.
They might keep Luke. They might keep Luke over here.
They might keep Luke, but you know who might go? Michael Dunn. And Michael Dunn's not bad.
He's not at all.
Yeah. Which is like, I'm like, man, you're already going to roster Zach Zinter. It's going to be super hard for another guard to make the roster right now.
Man, we gonna see.
Yeah, like, look, they got the exact opposite going on. If you a guard, like Zach Zinter looking at this like, I was a 3rd round pick, right? They're going to keep me. Like,
I think because Joel has back issues now.
and he's old.
And you know, Wyatt gonna miss a couple games. Wyatt's gonna miss a couple games. They probably want to keep 4 guards just to make sure they all right.
So Zach from one spot. You probably keep Luke because you can play guard and center. Same thing with the other guy.
Yeah.
And then maybe Michael Dunn. Like, it depends on how many tackles they want to keep. Because you're going to keep Jed. You got to keep Jack. You got to keep Dewan. You got to keep, one more? You brought in Jermaine Ifedi. Maybe, like, is Jermaine Ifedi competing with James Hudson for that last tackle spot? Or are you going to keep 5?
Can any of those dudes play tackle and guard?
Think James plays a little guard?
I don't really think James be playing guard like that for real.
Well, he's tackle eligible, so he pulls a lot.
He's played both. I know he's played both tackle spots.
I think he played guard before.
Not particularly well, but
I know Luke Whippler has flipped from center to guard. I think Hakeem Adeniji has done it. The quality in which he's done it, when I hear my boy Ace talk about him, is dubious. But he has done it.
I feel like they prioritize like versatility with like the backup offensive lineman, just in case like you don't know who actually might get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So they want to have options, but yeah, we gonna see.
And then, no. Jermaine Ifedi's play guard.
Okay.
Guard both tackles.
Oh yeah, so he probably go make the roster.
He probably gonna get the leg up on James.
Probably.
That's It's unfortunate, man. James' dad is a big Browns fan, you know.
I mean, I don't want to see. I would like to see James make the roster. He's been here for a while. You know, it's a business, though.
Hey, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah, hopefully, look. Here's the thing about the Browns. They've been around long enough to where it's somebody who is connected with you that's in the league still, right? You might get a job at New England. That's where a lot of our old players are going. Ain't that funny? We flipped to see that day. like,
Bill gone. Now all the former Browns players go to New England.
Bill gone. They hired our old offensive coordinator. Now we see all of the guys we got rid of go there. Which, by the way, COD Taki, yeah, it's gonna work out for them.
Yeah, that's
underrated. One of those dudes, you know. But yeah, it's kind of awkward to see, right? Like, you know, once we cut David Bell, he gonna sign with the Patriots.
100%. 100%.
Or like, who else we gonna get rid of that's gonna sign over there?
Siaki Ika?
Nah, I don't think that happens. Atlanta might do it, because why not? You know, they want run stuffers. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Like, Harrison Bryant's over there, right?
No, he's not a Patriot.
I thought he went.
Is he a Patriot?
Patriots or the Raiders? He either went to one of those two. Raiders. He went to the Raiders.
Okay. Good for Harrison Bryant.
Jordan Elliott got that money. That's nuts.
Hey, going from Jordan Elliott to Michael Hall might be a pretty massive upgrade. I don't know.
I wanted so badly for somebody from San Francisco to hit me up and be like, "Hey, Q, tell us what you think about Jordan Elliott." Gladly spread the slander to your city.
He had a good season last season by his standards.
Mm-hmm, yeah, by his standards, he had a good season last season. Don't ask me about the other seasons. Okay, where we actually asked him to play football.
Other seasons weren't that great.
Oh yeah, that was one where I had to stop myself. I'm like, don't even.
I can see it in your face. Let that
man build his reputation over there.
You wanted to say something rude. It's okay though.
I'm like, yeah. Because let me tell you, man, nothing made me more furious than cutting up his fucking tape for 3 years. Okay. I don't know how many times I did a film breakdown and I had to stop the whole breakdown to be like, what is this? Okay. I'm calling G Bush. He used to play 3 tech. I'm like, G, have you ever seen this technique? Please tell me I'm just ignorant. Nah, I ain't never seen it. Hit up Jake. Ask Jake about it. Right? Like, nobody can explain this shit to me.
I was literally about to say, I was like, I know you and Jake in particular were pissed.
I remember one time I got so fed up with the Browns during 2021 and it's like that how pathetic that defensive line was. I put the Nutcracker music behind the film because I'm like, look at how we just open up these rush lanes and it looks like ballet. Like, it just moves open so elegantly. And it went perfectly with the music. It was just like, and then like it was the fucking Bills game. Remember that one in Detroit? We let Devin Singletary look like God. Okay. Like,
it still wasn't as bad as that Falcons game either.
I was there in person for that. Thank you, bro.
That one was horrible. Oh my God.
Couldn't get my shit off at all. I hate the 2021 Browns. Oh my God. I don't know. No. I'm gonna keep it a buck. The 2019 team was more hateable than that
100%.
That 2019 team was unlikable. Like, just straight up unlikable. Then the who come get me stuff. It's amazing that the 2019 team turned into the 2020 team. And even more amazing that 2020 team somehow turned into the 2021 team without the quarterback being injured for a serious significant amount of time. Like,
you'll need to unlock your
But
Oh man.
have we gotten all our shit off? Let me check the rundown that I sent you. I think we got all our shit off.
Yeah, we talked about what we needed to talk about. We
Yeah,
did what we
we
needed to
talked
do.
about LeBron's free agency. Come back to Cleveland. What you gonna do, Cole, if LeBron not there no more? Because like y'all barely been making the play in.
Listen, man. Brian, if you listening, if you watching, don't leave, man. I ain't got much left. Like, please, don't leave.
Fuck that
man.
shit. He can cheer for the
Don't
Cavs, Brian.
leave.
Come to Cleveland. He from Cleveland anyway. Make him do what he been supposed to be doing. Okay?
Don't
Make
do
him do
this.
what he
Don't do
been
this to
supposed to
me,
be
Brian.
doing. Look, man,
Don't
you
do
had the
this to me,
Kobe
Brian.
years. You had enough fun with the Lakers. Come on over, Cole. Come on over. You've had your fun. You won your 3. You got it all. You good. You won your 5. You know what I mean?
6.
Come on.
6 technically. But come on, man.
6?
I ain't trying.
Oh,
6.
yeah. Brian did get that last one over there.
5 with Kobe, 1 with Brian. Come on,
Yeah.
man. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. I'll never hear the end of this. I'll never hear the end of this, dog.
Come on back, Brian.
Don't
Come
do
on
that
back.
to me.
Fuck all that shit that Cole was saying.
We gonna
Fuck
figure
that
it out.
shit. Fuck that shit, Cole, Ball. Come back
We
to
gonna get-
Cleveland.
We gonna get rid of Rui. We gonna
Nah.
get rid of D-Lo. Who else you want to get rid of?
What's our fun? He talking about getting rid of people. We gonna get you with Evan Mobley. How about that, right? We gonna get you with Evan Mobley. We gonna get
on,
you.
man.
Look, we might trade DG and Donovan Mitchell and let you choose who we bring in.
Don't do that, man. Don't do
Yeah,
that.
come on. We
Don't
gonna
leave,
draft
AD.
Bronny too. Fuck it. Draft Bronny. Pair him with the Monty Bates. Give you something to watch on off days. And
look, man.
have your son on the bench with you celebrating when you make your fuck you threes.
Anthony Davis better than every player on the Cavs. Come on, man. Don't leave. What you gonna
Yeah,
leave
but is he
for,
younger?
dog? They ain't gonna be as good as him. Who cares?
LeBron, don't you want to give back to basketball? You want to give back to the city of Cleveland? What better way? The Browns are leaving downtown. Downtown only has a few more years, and you need to revitalize that economy, Brian. Come on back to downtown Cleveland. Bring that energy back to Cleveland. Bring that energy. Anthony Davis don't need you, dog. Anthony Davis, he's already fully developed. You know who needs you? You know who needs to learn that LeBron mentality? Evan Mobley. He needs to learn that. He needs to learn. Darius Garland needs your guidance, Brian. See, LA wants you, kind of, right? Every time they talk about something you do, they talk about Kobe afterwards. Don't you hear them, right? We won't be doing that with Austin Carter, you. But you come to Cleveland, first of all, you're going to be loved in a way that they could never love you. Like, this home. I'm talking about Bron. Like, Cleveland talks about Bron like we his baby mama. Like, you already got kids here. Like, you might as well.
Hey, what's wrong with you, dog?
What you doing messing with LA for? She don't love you like that. She don't got your kids. We got your kids, dog. Like, tell me when you close your eyes and think about your championship rings, you ain't thinking about the one you won here. I know you don't ever think about that bubble ring. Like, I know you don't ever think about that bubble ring.
I think about that bubble ring. It meant something to me.
Well, mean something to the city again, Brian. Come on. We see you tweet about the Browns. We see you celebrate them touchdowns when they not thrown by a certain quarterback.
No, he celebrate those two. He celebrate those two.
He just don't put as many emojis on that one. You notice that, right? Like, he don't put none of the emojis that ain't yellow
serious.
on that one.
Real serious tweets.
Yeah. 100. Like, he put 100. Target.
Real serious. Real serious.
Great job. My man Amari Cooper going off.
Hey, man. Every time he sent out a tweet in support of Deshaun Watson, Twitter be so upset, dog. Twitter be so mad.
Hey, don't let Deshaun go off and he go, oh, nasty four. Stink face.
You be like, ooh.
Like, bro, I don't even tweet like that when he playing well.
Like, come on, bro, please.
We let the Tory Lanez thing go. Okay,
Let a lot of things go. You know
what I mean? Remember when you was trying to be Malcolm X in the bubble?
Only got past that first page.
He was trying to be Malcolm X in the moment by telling them that we must follow the rules. Like, I'm like, that's not how that works. like
It was like, hey, you need to keep reading the rest of that book.
Hey, bro, I don't even think you read it. Like, there's no part in the Malcolm X, there's no part in the autobiography of Malcolm X where you would get that impression. There's not a single part in that book. There's not a chapter in that book. You've read it. I've read it. Like, we know what's in that book. It's a good book. But it's not anything about, like, we need to follow the establishment and trust that the powers that be have. No.
Hey, Q, I had a question.
What's
I
up?
got a real question. If the Cavs lose this game, are we about to do an emergency?
I'm gonna be at dinner. Like, so I'm gonna at least get a night to sleep on it, right? Like, I won't be in a position to react to that game online until Wednesday.
Hey,
if you wake up on Wednesday and you see a stream of angry tweets, like, it might be a good time to hit me up. Okay.
Yeah, so y'all just be prepared for that. If you see Q and Cole live tomorrow, just know.
We got some super chats we need to get to.
Just know, if you got Cavs takes, that is the time.
All right. We got a lot of super chats to get to real quick.
Do we?
Jesus.
Yeah. Were we just ignoring them?
Yeah, well, they don't pop up here like they do on the other one.
Oh man, let me go ahead.
Okay, things. Okay, back to back. Did you catch? Okay. Ray Rag says the thing people forgot about back to back is that Drake had to drop that because the diss he dropped sucked. Does anybody even remember the name? Charged Up, and it was terrible.
Charged Up. It was not great. It was not great. Back to back though, heater. Heater.
Hey, forever changed how we viewed Drake and Meek Mills.
Forever.
Mm-hmm. Well, not forever. Until Story Adion came out. Okay. For 2 years.
Hey, nice little run.
Hey. And Drake dropped his angriest songs after that, right? Like that's when we get what's the one song? I'm dark, but I'm light skinned. Like, what was he said that way?
I know what you're talking about. That's on Scorpio.
Yeah. Like,
wait, the back to back came out before Views, right?
It was 2016, right? Nah, it was. Let's search it up.
Was that before Views?
Back to back Drake wiki. There it is. 2015.
Oh, so that was like that had to be like right before Views came out.
What album was Hotline Bling on?
Oh no, because I think that was on Views.
Yeah, it was on Views. So Views came out after his beef with Meek Mill.
Ooh,
which is where you get
2016?
some of Drake's most his most rappingness songs. Like when he's rapping, is Views, Scorpion, kind of.
Hey man, he killed Meek Mill and then dropped his best album.
Mm-hmm.
Hell of a run.
Pops out. Was Pops out? Was that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's when Drake started to like Kendrick says, rap that tough shit.
The run will never be forgotten.
Hey.
Never be forgotten.
Hey. And then Pusha dropped Story of Adion, and he dropped that one song where he's like, I wasn't hiding my child for real. It was a good song too, though.
I wasn't hiding my kid from the world.
I was hiding the world from my kids. Ooh.
Yeah.
Good song though.
Great
Good song. Emotions? Was it Emotions? Yeah. He had the song sample was Whitney Houston. You got me feeling emotion.
No, I thought that was Mariah.
Oh yeah, it might have been Mariah. I might be mixing.
Yeah, that was Mariah.
Either way. Hey, Pusha T made that man so mad that he had to drop a piano R&B beat and express his feelings off that.
The song was hard too.
It was one of his best songs. Like, I can't wait till what he drops after this Kendrick thing, especially if he loses. Like, yo, we gonna get some good songs out of Drake if he loses. Like,
We can get some good songs out of Drake if he win.
yeah. We're gonna let's see here. Let me go back to the super chats. If Drake wins, we'll never hear the end of his like I'm top dog era type shit. Ray Rag says, Cole, that's the same BS Drake fans said about the story of Adion. Drake won because he made a better song and has more money than Pusha T. Yeah, man, nobody that matters thinks Drake won that beef.
Nah. Nobody thinks he won that beef.
Nobody. If you tweet out Drake won that beef versus Pusha T, you will be Twitter's villain of the day. Like instant ratio on your timeline.
Yeah, you just gotta accept it. You just gotta accept it for what it is. He lost.
Instantly, a bunch of people telling you to stop spinning on it and then take it out, like, or just telling you to flat out shut the fuck up. Like, if you want to get yelled at,
on it, you doing tricks on it, ain't you?
You dizzy? You dizzy? Is you dizzy? Damn.
Or stop blazing. Stop blazing,
boy,
as y'all would say.
Yeah, that boy glazing on.
Ooh.
Yeah, dog. Yeah, you tweet that shit out. I don't know who has the balls to tweet that one out, but if you tweet that one out, just know, just mute it immediately. You got your attention. Also, if you want to know how little people see your tweets, tweet that out, and if you only get like one comment, damn, like it's tough. One more says, "Hey, Drake and Quavo getting murdered in the same week is crazy."
Ooh.
Yeah, my dog Quavo lost to Chris Brown.
Chris was fired.
Hey.
Ooh, man.
Now, see, look.
He asked for that.
I'm sorry, Quavo. I'm sorry. But it's
even my girl's mom don't even listen to rap, but she listened to that Chris Brown diss track and she was like, he killed him.
Yeah, Quavo. We'll always have the Migos, but the Migos is over. Right?
Is Offset officially the only Migo we can acknowledge?
I'm just at the point to where I'm like, you know what? Migos, one of my favorite rap groups ever. It's just over.
Facts.
It's just over. Like, it's over. It ain't worth following them individually. It's over. Like, there's no take. It's done. The Migos are done. That era is done. If I wanted to listen to the Migos, I'm going back to 2017 and earlier. Like, it just is what it is. Well, no, they dropped some shit a couple years ago that was pretty good.
Man, the world gonna miss Takeoff Flow. Man, the world gonna miss that.
Effortless flows, man. Effortless flows.
The world
he was
go.
the glue. Effortless. Like, you see how hard they be working to get flow on these beats now, both of them. Offset less so than Quavo. But like, he had these motherfuckers just in and out effortlessly. There'll never be nothing like it.
R.I.P. Takeoff, man. R.I.P. Takeoff.
Yeah, apparently Chris Brown thinks so too.
Next super chat.
Because he said the best one. That was so disrespectful.
It was so. It's like, yo, bro, like
that was.
That's how you
nuts.
know we don't. That's how you know we don't get beef no more. Because he said that, and I was like, yo.
Hey man, shout out to Cat Williams. He really set the tone like for the year.
Yeah, he set the tone for 2024.
He aired that shit out, and everybody was like, you know what? Me too. Like, fucking me and you gonna be beefing by the end of this year. Like, I hope not. Like,
what we gonna beef about?
I don't know. Cole did a video, didn't ask me to be on it. What the fuck? Like, literally couldn't think of anything, but you know, the internet be trying to get me to get in these beefs. Like, they tried to get me to get into a beef with a TikToker because he used my thumbnail for like to make a point that was negative about the Browns. I'm like, y'all, Relax. Like,
I don't care that much.
I could care less, dog. Like, all right, these videos don't make themselves. One more said, Nick Chubb and Scarface fan. No one can tell me different. Oh, Nick Chubb a Scarface fan. No one can tell me different. What kind of music do you think Nick Chubb listens to? Like, I need somebody to act. I'm gonna try to get Cam to ask him this question. Like,
No, for real, because I want to know.
I gotta know. I gotta know who he listens to.
I feel like Scarface fan would be crazy, but not that crazy. It wouldn't be that crazy to me.
How many people from Chubbsville, Georgia, you think out here listening to New York street rap?
What you mean?
Scarface?
Yeah, Scarface from the Ghetto Boys.
Oh. I'm tripping. I got Ghostface Killer and Scarface mixed up in my head.
Wow, that's
nuts. That's nuts. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Nuts.
I'm sorry.
Ooh. Clip that one, y'all. Clip that one.
Don't you do that. See, this is why we're gonna be beefing. It's gonna be wow. Sneak this and I don't understand, dog.
Ooh, that's a
go have me on the podcast with G. Bush talking about we never liked you.
That's crazy. Big Buddy ENT said, "Yeah, Q, you gonna have to apologize."
That's my bad, man. My bad, dog.
Yeah, I can see him.
My bad.
I can see him. I don't see him as a Wu-Tang guy at all.
No,
definitely don't see him as a Wu-Tang guy.
He don't
Scarface,
wear
I can see
hoodies.
Scarface, I can see.
I think Darius Rucker might be like Nick Chubb country, man. He might just listen to country
guy. He could be a country guy for sure.
Maybe he just don't listen to music. Like, why don't we've never asked this question about Kawhi Leonard or Nick Chubb, and we really do need to ask this question. What the fuck do they listen to? Because at least with Kawhi Leonard, he from Cali, and he really like being from Cali. So like, he definitely listens to YG. Like, he definitely listens to like super West Coast music. Yeah. like what, Mount Westmore? Yeah, he's bumping that. That's right in Kawhi Leonard's wheelhouse. He's bumping Mount Westmore. He's bumping Too Short. Like, he got a New Balance deal.
You gotta ask Cam to ask Nick, how does he feel about Shabuzi?
Shabuzi.
Who
is that?
He was on Beyonce's Cowboy Carter album, and he got this song Tipsy. That's like the #1 country song in America right now.
Oh, I seen TikToks about him.
Yeah, ask him how he feel about Shabuzi. That's gonna tell me everything I need to know.
We gotta get Nick Chubb on the pod.
We do gotta get him on the pod. Yeah, like,
what you think about who you listen to?
Music you listen to, bro?
Because I'm nervous to ask that questions because I'm like, man, there's a lot of answers he could give that would disappoint me.
I would just be like, I'm just kind of what do you? He don't talk. Like, we don't know anything about him, so I was just like,
also he doesn't express himself at all. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even if he don't talk, like Amari Cooper don't talk, but we know what Amari Cooper's into because he expresses himself with how he dresses. He dresses like somebody we've established would be at a Rick Ross concert. Like,
yeah.
Not one of the ones that they put on at the HBCU. They got kids at it. No. Amari Cooper is at the Hard Rock for this Rick Ross concert. Like, but yeah, Nick Chubb, I have no clue what music he listens to. If somebody say he bumps Gorillaz, I would be shocked if he bumps that kind of rap.
No, he don't. No.
Because you gotta really like it. Like, it would be obvious that he listens to rap if he was like MF Doom or like Gorillaz or something, like internet rap.
No, he's not an MF Doom guy. No way.
No way. Because if he was an MF Doom guy, that'd be one of the few things he talk about. Because motherfuckers who like MF Doom don't ever shut the fuck up about MF Doom. R.I.P. Like,
oh yeah, R.I.P.
R.I.P. He's one of the greatest, but we know how his fans used to be. They always let you know they're MF Doom fan. Nick Chubb ain't no MF Doom fan. Like who could be a rap? Was he a Nipsey Hussle guy? He could be a Nipsey Hussle guy.
He could be a Nipsey guy. I'm trying to.
You know who I'm shocked isn't a Nipsey guy?
Who?
Deshaun Watson.
I mean, that don't shock me too much.
Why?
I feel like Deshaun's a future guy for sure.
He's a little baby guy.
Future thug baby, like 100%.
He from Atlanta. Yeah.
Yeah, future thug baby, all of them.
You would think he would be a Nip guy.
Nah.
He feel like a Nip guy. He don't really feel like a Future guy to me.
No, he from Atlanta?
Yeah, he from Atlanta, but he don't feel like them Future dudes from Atlanta.
No, he from Atlanta. He more than likely is a Future.
Like is Nick Chubb a Childish Gambino guy?
We gotta get Cam to ask the question.
We got to figure that answer out, man. Like, cause if he tell me he like Bon Jovi, well, no, Bon Jovi's not bad.
If he tell me he a Childish Gambino guy, I'm gonna be like, you know what? No, I ain't gonna do that. Gambino got some songs I like. I ain't gonna do that.
Gambino is somebody who has songs. I couldn't imagine being like, no, Gambino's one of the best out though.
No.
Like you want Redbone, 3005, and then like maybe 3 or 4 songs in between that, and then the show Atlanta. Like,
hey, what if Nick said he was a Chance the Rapper guy?
That would shock me.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm like, we need to trade this dude right now.
Wow, it's that bad on Chance? Chance ain't done nothing to nobody in years.
Hey, gotta get
why
rid of
we
him.
still mad at Chance?
What's Nick's value?
You say he ain't never coming back? He listened to Chance?
I'll be messaging Jack like, hey, what you think the Browns could get for
You about to trade him for a 3rd round pick because he don't like Chance, because he liked Chance the Rapper? I guess you were never a Chance the Rapper guy, huh?
Acid rap is great. Everything else after that,
I only know like 3 songs from Chance. Like I never fell into it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like
acid rap is really good. Everything after that, not.
All I remember is he had that one song, No Problems. That was a banger for that one album. He won a Grammy or some shit somehow.
He won a Grammy for that album.
And then he had these weird dances. He had these weird dances. Like he would do these Chance dances. And I remember like my homegirl that I worked with, she was a big Chance the Rapper fan. And I was like, look at you listening to that music, doing them ugly ass Chance dances all the time. Like,
yeah,
I guess I've been a hater. Like, shit. Like, I'm a Chance hater.
Listen. At least you admitted it. You be hating. At least you admitted it.
Yeah, I just never been a fan of Chance the Rapper, to be honest with you. Well, how much rap was I listening to back then? Like, I was in college.
I was into a time, man. Hey, what if he a Mac Miller guy? What if Nick a Mac Miller guy?
Do you think they get Mac Miller in Georgia like that?
Hey, we got the internet, man. You'd be surprised what people like, dog.
You think they get the internet in Chubbsville in like Georgia 10 years ago?
All right, man. Come on now.
Come on. You've been out there. You've been out in Georgia. You be checking your phone signal. You be wondering if you got phone signal. You get 20 minutes outside of Atlanta. Okay.
When I'm not connected to the house Wi-Fi, I do be worried about my phone signal.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you be worried you're gonna drop a call. The internet is a toss-up on whether they had it 10 years ago. Like, I hate to break it to you. Like,
that's why we gotta ask Nick the question. What did you like listening to, dog?
And Nick our age, right? Yeah. He might not have had internet, dog. I barely had internet growing up, and I lived in Cleveland. Well, I was broke. I don't think his family broke. Like, yeah, we need to ask Nick Chubb this question.
Yeah, we gotta ask questions because we gotta know.
What if he just listened to like straight up gym music? Like he's just like, yeah, Buddy Bag Yo and Elite Chopper. Like,
I'd be like, I respect that.
King Von.
Like, it's like, okay, respect the little less.
He be running drills in his hand when he be running this far.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Like, okay.
Keep doing what you're doing, buddy.
All right, killer.
All right, killer is crazy.
Hey, do your thing, big dog.
That's nuts.
Hey, whatever gets them first downs, brother, we need them. We need them. Ray Rag says, man, Drake said on TOP, said TOP stole 50% of Kendrick's money, and Kendrick came back and said, TOP, you here with this BS? Why you talking when you signed with Wayne, who signed with Birdman? Also, Pharrell Bar just saying to continue to push a beef.
He was rapping, man.
I don't really care about who gets how much percentages of what. So those elements of these beefs, I'm always like, okay, I don't care. Y'all probably all getting fucked. It's the music industry. But him reigniting that push-up beef? Why you pushing me before I push a T? Woo! Hatred.
He hates that man's guts.
Hey, man. Drake at some point has to ask himself, why every time I start a rap beef, I find out these motherfuckers hate me? Okay?
Look, man.
Like, shit, it happened with Common. Common could even put a good diss together how much he hated Drake. Professor Chaos says, if I was Arthur Blank, how would you convince me Michael Penix is good? At 8 is a good move? If I'm Arthur Blank, I'm like, well, what the fuck you made me sign Kirk for? I think that's what he was asking.
Like, I just gave up $200 million for a dude y'all already trying to replace?
Hey, you said that too. He gave up $150 in the bank, like out of his pocket already, because it's fully guaranteed in escrow.
Like, and y'all drafted somebody to replace this man I've invested all this money in.
Cole, imagine if you bought a house and then you find out your partner put a down payment on another house right after you bought that house. You'd be like, are you divorcing me?
Like, what's going on? And then she's like, no, I just thought
it's for the future. I just want us to be secure.
But I just got this house.
Like, but we just got this house. Like, what you mean your future? Like,
what are we talking about?
That's what Kirk Cousins was like. I thought we was going to draft somebody at number 8. Like,
he was like, man, I thought I was going to draft somebody at number 8 to help me. What is this?
Hey, Aaron Rodgers slid into them DMs like, hey, man, I understand. D Mitch and DG need to both show up, F up. If they don't come, okay, hold on. If they don't, they can both get the F off the team. Also, Niang needs to not leave his seat all game. He can celebrate on the bench. Like, I don't mind if he gets up to clap. We need to get that juice going. But we do got Tristan for that. Honestly, fuck it. Put in Tristan. Why not?
Just do something.
Hey, man, because I know at least, look, Tristan is not going to let that third 3 go in. Okay? Like, he might get a foul. He might get kicked out the game. But that third 3, that shit is not going in without consequence. Nuts. Okay. Ray Rag says, there was an article I read, a quote from DG saying his teammates are frustrated with him because of his lack of aggressiveness.
It's year
Whole
5.
team
bro.
ain't aggressive.
It's year 5, and you still passing up shots that are open that we've seen you hit, that we've seen you make.
At least I can understand why he's not being aggressive, because he has in the back of his mind something that's very true. I've been ass all season. Like, so I understand why he's.
You still got to take the open shots, bro. They're open. You got to take them. If you miss them, you miss them. It is what it is. But this hesitating and not taking shots that we know are open is just ridiculous.
Now, when Donovan Mitchell don't do it. I swear on everything, if I see DG or D Mitch drive to the paint and jump for no reason with no one to pass the ball and have a stupid turnover. Oh yeah, it's about to happen. Ray Rag says someone on Twitter just said that Kendrick hates Drake like Elmo hates Rocco. That's nuts.
Bro, have you seen those Elmo and Rocco videos?
I don't want to get sidetracked anymore than we've already gotten sidetracked today.
Man, I'm sorry. You're so It's like he's not a person, he's a rock. No, I'm about to watch some of those as soon as we done with it.
The next super chat. And the one time he put Sam Merrill, JB ran no plays for 3 minutes, then benched him.
Yeah, JB's not a good coach. Like, it's confirmed. It's confirmed. We not doing no arguments. He needs to go.
I know we almost got. He almost had us, man. We thought he was about to get out of here in 4 or 5, and we would have really been like, you know what? Maybe not. But JB decided, I'm gonna remind y'all why y'all want me fired. Like, he must really want to leave.
Like, he probably know what it is at this point, bro. Like, even if you win this series, even if
shit was almost, we were almost, people was changing. People was changing. We up 2-0. We outclassing the Magic. They got the coach of the year. Maybe we should think about this. Nope. No. He gonna get fired like homeboy from Phoenix had the article about whether he's gonna get Frank Vogel. The second they got off the court. The article was out. The Suns are looking to change. Like,
Lakers did that with Darvin too.
Mm-hmm. Hell, I knew Darvin was on the bus when LeBron talked about how he was calling audibles publicly. He only does that to motherfuckers he wants fired.
Mm-hmm.
He never say that with T. Lou. It happened all the time with T. Lou, but he never told us.
The Lakers should have hired T. Lou first and foremost. They should have hired T. Lou when they had the opportunity. Didn't want to do it because he won with LeBron, and they wanted to make sure they still had power or whatever.
I mean, he won that chip, so it's not a failure, but it feels like one.
It feels like one because they won the chip and then they blew that team up unnecessarily. And it's been downhill it's just been downhill ever since. Because Bron and AD both got hurt in 2021, the year after. And then they made that trade for Russell Westbrook, and it was over.
Soul Train says Cavs need a small forward and a backup point guard to develop off the bench. LeBron and Bronny would really fix both problems. LeBron would force Mobley to shoot more. Hey, dog. This is nuts.
4D chess.
Hey, this is nuts.
Hey, we do what we got to do.
Hey, get Brycey too.
I don't care how shameless it is. Do what you got to do.
Hey, man. Complete the legacy. Come on to Cleveland, Brian.
Speaking of Tyrod Lue, you know another team that can really use him right now? The Cleveland Cavaliers.
Ty Lue stunting on all his exes right now.
Man, I bet Dan's like, yeah, man, probably should have done that.
Fired him so immediately, too.
Like, he couldn't wait to get him out of here. Couldn't wait to get him out of here when Brown was gone.
I know people bring up the fact that Dan Gilbert likes to spend money and that makes him better than like whoever owns the Guardians, but like I don't think that's true.
Yeah, Dan Gilbert also likes to fire people who are productive.
Dan Gilbert is also the reason why I'm worried that LeBron might not finish his career here.
I mean, and I know this because people put this in my mentions on Twitter whenever the Lakers lost the game, but he was talking to Rich Paul a couple of times.
Who, Dan Gilbert?
Yeah.
Why every time LeBron comes to the team, Dan Gilbert got to step over his pride? Like, why the fuck are we at this point with you? What pride do you have that is greater than LeBron James playing for your basketball team?
Who knows?
He was talking about how he had to forgive LeBron to get him back here in 2018 and 2014. I'm like, you have the audacity you forgive LeBron? Like, what?
Just go ahead and Just go ahead and get him back, man. Like,
Man,
let's
just
not
man, just
play
spend the
around.
money and sign the best player that you've ever had in your franchise's history. Now here talk about I don't want to lose control to LeBron. Don't nobody want you in control, Dan.
You should supposed to sign the checks, dog.
Man, just sign the checks and shut the fuck up, Dan. Okay, sign the checks, collect the high proportion of revenue that you do not deserve. Okay, that you're gonna get because you got LeBron here, and just go on with it, man. Make your bundle and walk away.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Out here getting over his pride to bring back Bron. Who told him he could have pride? Who said he was loud? Professor Chaos says, Donovan Mitchell, my next chapter.
Ooh. The Brooklyn
Nah, that's only if he joins somebody good.
The Miami Heat, maybe.
You do Miami Heat? You think Eric Spoelstra looking at this playoff resume that Donovan Mitchell has and says, ooh, man, need that.
It ain't up to
Need
him.
that 25% from three.
Pat Riley want him there. Pat Riley go get him.
Wait, Jimmy Butler watching Donovan Mitchell not take over in the playoffs? Why you trying to do this to Donovan, man? Why?
Listen, he just need to get out of here. It is what it is.
He just needs to show up tonight. Like, I just need to know it's there. Like, show up. And then, you know what? Be real scrappy in the playoffs and get to 5 or 6 with the fucking Celtics, and I'll be off of all this bullshit. But if you can't do that, dog, then I can't sit here and act like you're worth the money. Because every player that would be worth the money would do. Shai would do that. Tyrese Halliburton out here doing that. Okay? He can't even be Tyrese Halliburton right now. And it's not no disrespect to Ty.
Tyrese Maxey playing better than him too.
Literally every team's premier guard. Like, outside of where the fuck is going on in Milwaukee.
Them being hurt.
Yeah.
like
them being hurt. Is Dame still healthy?
No, Dame hurt. Dame been hurt.
Damn. They haven't been healthy in 3 years.
The Pacers high key got the luckiest luckiest draw.
I don't know why we was asking to play the Pacers, man.
No, I think that series goes a completely different way. If Giannis is healthy and if Dame don't get hurt.
Well, no, I agree. I'm just saying, why did we want to play the Pacers?
Because they don't play defense. But
okay, apparently that don't matter.
No, Orlando guards.
No, Orlando guards, but like, we not making open shots anyways.
No, yeah.
The field goal percentage ain't down because we not getting good looks. Like, we're getting good looks every possession.
They just not hit shots.
They can't hit shots. They can't hit shots. And we're gonna be sitting here mad because Tyree's gonna be doing exactly what we want Donovan to do, exactly what we want Darius to do. Somebody gotta show up, bro. Like, somebody gotta show up. Somebody gotta show that they actually want to play in a fucking game 5. Their first one, but I wasn't impressed by anything I saw last year versus the Knicks when they were in this same spot. So we'll see. Yeah, but if I watch them, I might not even watch live. I might have to watch on delay, because if I try to watch this and I'm at dinner, I'm going to ruin dinner. Okay? Like,
that's a good call. That's actually a really good call.
Yeah, let me not ruin dinner. Let me have a good night. Like,
I'll just text you what's going on.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Do not do that at all. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I'll be like, bro.
Hey, bro, you watching? I told you. What the play was. Hey, you gonna be mad tomorrow.
Hey, I might send you that because I know you gonna start watching the game.
Be mad. You gonna be Donovan went off for 52. I'm like, what the fuck was Cole talking about?
I just did it just to fuck with you.
Why would we beef? Okay. Soul Train says panic through the 3 wide receivers who were drafted in the first 3 rounds. One that was top 10. Offensive lineman drafted only 13 points against Michigan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, we ain't draft him. Professor Chaos says Atlanta should have gotten Joe Flacco. Absolutely. Ray Rag says they just signed 3 vet offensive linemen in the last couple of weeks with a lot of starts. Yeah, the Browns ain't really trying to mess around with these young pups this year, man. They trying to win a ring for real.
Competition.
Could you imagine Pat Riley after Donovan Mitchell disappoints in the playoffs? Hey, man, Donovan Mitchell is very lucky that Pat Riley would be old in that situation. Because a young Pat?
Young Pat might have did
You're
something
a
crazy.
fucking loser. That's what you are. You're a fucking loser.
Young Pat might have did something crazy.
Young Pat's nuts. Hey, man, shout out to Adrian Brody. Played the fuck out of young Pat Riley in the winning time. They need to bring that back for another season.
Amazon, somebody need to pick that up.
Yeah. Fuck ass TNT. Why they canceled the show? Everybody was watching it?
I don't know.
It was good?
I legitimately don't know. I don't know
These
why they did
companies,
that.
man. These companies. Meanwhile, they green lighting whatever the fuck is on HBO Go that we don't fucking watch anyways. Another season of Game of Thrones. Well, you watch that shit, don't you?
I'm about to say, yeah, everybody watches that, actually.
Hey, don't you love when somebody on the internet, like, just because they don't watch it, they be like, yeah, don't nobody watch Game of Thrones? I'll be like, yeah, you don't watch Game of Thrones. That was one of those moments. Could you imagine Pat Riley's? Q, as long as your dinner is over by halftime, I should be fine. All right, man.
Nah, that's a good one, Ray Rags.
We're not about to go out like that, bro. Like, the Cavs better not go out like that. At home? If Mo Wagner starts taunting our crowd and we down 10 and we don't start an altercation, I'm disowning this team. Like, I am disowning this team until they play better. Like,
I'm not gonna lie. This feels like one of those series where the home team wins every game.
I hope so.
But that's what it feels like.
Donovan Mitchell, have yourself a moment. That's what I want. I just want Donovan Mitchell to have himself a game. That's the final thing I will say. Donovan Mitchell, have a game today. Show up. Remind us why you are supposed to be one of those ones. Right? Remind us why you were better than Jalen Brunson. Remind us why we weren't even thinking about you not being better than Jalen Brunson 2 years ago. Remind us that you're one of those. Remind us that you were in the MVP voting once. Remind us that you're supposed to be one of those guys. If you're one of those guys, my Stephen A voice, if you're one of those guys, this is what they do. They show up.
Oh,
they don't believe in you right now. I don't believe in you right now.
Quincy A. Smith.
We not about to let this happen. Do you got it? You got that in you? Or are you just another dude? Another Rudy Gay? Like, that what you Rudy Gay? That's what you is? I don't even know. Rudy Gay might show up in a game like this.
Damn.
Yeah, you want to be dollar store James Harden, or do you want to be that man? Playoff Donnie. Remember that? Oh, yeah, he's playoff guy. Be that. It's game 5. I ain't trying to see no excuses. I don't want to hear about your knee.
Soul Trey said, did you see Keon Coleman's press conference? Yes.
Nah.
Keon Coleman.
Macy's?
Keon Coleman. Real dude. There's another word I will say, but I ain't going to say it on here.
My favorite player in the NFL.
Literally. Already. Mm-hmm.
I would be rooting for those touchdowns.
Hey, he gonna be on my fantasy team.
In 3 years, Keon Coleman, come on home, baby. Come on.
We got him. We got him, Macy's.
Andrew Berry, gonna have that target on you. Okay. Look, Keon, don't worry. Just because we ain't draft you don't mean we won't get you. Ask Jerry. Ask Elijah. Join the collection. You next. Okay. You next.
You next.
Hey, that's next up. I'm gonna watch him like I'm watching the player in the Indians farm system. Like, oh yeah, this Francisco Lindor. Guardians.
Guardians,
Yes, Guardians.
buddy.
I haven't rooted for them in like 10 years. Like, I'm rusty. My bad. But yeah, I root for him like I root for a farm system prospect. I'm like, oh, he'll be here. Don't you worry. And we'll get him for a fifth. Like, we'll get him for a fifth and maybe a third. Like a pick swap in the third. We'll get that. Don't you worry. Andrew Berry's already on it.
Ray Rags, even in the 2 wins, they blew 15+ point leads. They were begging for this to happen. Mm-hmm.
All right, man. I just need somebody. You know what, man? Fuck all that. Just show up. Just show up, Donovan Mitchell. Just show up. It's on the line. Do you want to be beloved in the city of Cleveland, or do you want to be booed every time you come back in this bitch? All right? Which one do you want? It's on the line. It's on the line. It is. It can all change. Because it's on the line. And then people get mad at me for pointing it out. Like, oh, you've been unnecessary pressure. Shut up. You soft. Okay? It's on the line. Like, stop being soft about it. Stop trying to protect him. It's on the line. His legacy is on the line. Nobody will ever take Donovan Mitchell seriously in the NBA again as a superstar player if he does not show up tonight. Am I lying?
People gonna
you would be done. You would be done hearing about, oh, we're going to get Donovan Mitchell. Oh, yeah, that's going to change things. We're going to lose Brown to get Donovan Mitchell. We're going to be contenders now? If you a Laker fan, is that going to be what fixes you? Or are you going to be like, we're going to be ass in the postseason? You're going to be thinking about it. This is, look, he is,
we can't lose Brown.
Bruh, he is one game away from his reputation changing. It's on the line. Like, you know how LeBron's reputation was on the line game 5 against Boston? And he showed us. Yeah, was it game 6?
Game 6.
I thought it was game 5. But whatever it was.
Down 3-2.
You remember. You remember because you rub it in these motherfuckers' face. All right. But it was on the line because people was like, damn, it's over. Show us, dog. Show us. It's on the line. It's on the line. These next 2 games, it's on the line. It is. Like, it's on the line. And honestly, the best thing that can happen is that you stay neutral. Like, you can't prove nothing to nobody right now. You're not supposed to be in a 6-game series with the fucking Magic after you blew them out 2 games in a row. It's on the line. It is on the line, dog.
This last super chat for Ray Rags sums it up good, and this is the one we're going to go out on. I will say, every time you guys talk shit about the Cavs, they show up right after.
That's what we talking about. Because we challenging them. Step up. Where's that Mike? Where's that Michael Irvin tweet?
You need me to tweet it?
I need you to send it out. I need you. Nobody believes in you.
You know what? Hey, I might send it out right now, actually.
Yeah. It's on the line. It's on the line, dog.
Man.
It is on the line. These next 2 games, I'll give them 2. I'll give them 2 games. Is that fair? Am I being too harsh with one? Because he could have a good game 6 and 7.
They need to win. No, they need to win these next 2 games.
Yeah.
If they lose today, they are 100% going to lose the series.
Yeah. It's on the line today, dog. Like, it's on the line for you, Donovan. Like, yeah, I don't want to hear you have no shoes no more. Like, stop selling the fucking signature sneakers if he can't win this game. Like, if dudes who have sneakers can win this game, dudes who can't are named Devin Booker. All right? Like, you're just in that class of unserious guards that we just don't take serious no more.
I ain't going to lie. D-Book been way better than the playoff than he has.
Like, give your shoe deal to Jalen Brunson.
Like, way better. Like, way better.
Give your shoe deal to Tyrese Halliburton. I'll wear the Halliburton ones.
Give it to Tyrese Maxey. He need them.
Shit, fuck it. You said that like he was broke, though. Like, I don't like how you said that about him. He need the money, fuck it.
But he can use the shoe deal, shit.
Mm-hmm. By the way, Joel, get the fuck out of there, man.
Yeah, man.
It's time. Come to the Lakers. We
Him
imagine
and
him and
AD?
Anthony Davis.
Him and AD?
Hey, we'll be the best team in the NBA when healthy. Like,
I just need them to be healthy for the playoffs, dog.
Uh-huh.
That's it. Don't even,
And
don't
that's
even
a
worry
big
about
question.
that regular season.
That's a
Don't
big
even worry about
question.
that regular season, man. Don't even worry about that.
Get Joel Embiid and then sign Donovan Mitchell in the offseason. You're going to feel real good in the regular season about that team. Then you're going to be like, who going to shoot?
I'm like, hey, man, play every other game. Just make sure we okay. Just make sure we okay.
Yeah, man. If we reach an elimination game with the Magic, we are ass. Like, no. Somebody, you are absolutely right. We cannot be facing elimination to the Magic. No, fuck that. Fuck all of that, dog. No. He needs to win today. He needs to do something. And you know what, Kolb? I think it's a better chance of Jared Allen dropping 30.
I mean, he the only one who been showing up.
He the only one give a fuck at this point.
Shout out Mike Watt, who just sent the Michael Irvin video right before I sent it.
Even the 2 wins, okay, I got that one. And I would say every time you guys talk shit, the Cavs show up. All right, yeah, show up, Cavs. Hey, Isaac Okoro, shoot that shit. Okay. George Niang, sit down. Okay. I don't care what coach tell you. Don't go in that fucking game, George. Like, you're done. You're done. Just fake an injury. Do what you got to do. Get hurt at shooting rounds. Don't play today. You're done. You're done. You want to know what you can do to help the team? Sit. Okay? Sit the fuck down. That's what you could do today.
Told that man, don't even go in the game. Just sit
Darius
down.
Garland, please, for the love of God, get to 20 points today. Like, I am hearing people compare you to Mo Williams.
Mo had better shooting percentages.
Now, that was Mo's best year. But we're not about to do DG like this. They calling you Mo Williams.
Mo got
Okay,
out the first round.
No, get 20. Get not by himself. Okay, what? That's crazy. You cannot say that. No,
stop. Mo got out the first round. Mo won a chip. You know what I'm saying?
That's nuts. Don't ever phrase it like that.
Was he not on that 2016 team?
Yeah, but you said it like he was a pivotal member. He came in for 5 minutes during the whole fucking series, and he made 1 3.
Had more points than Kevin Love that game.
Well, with Kevin Love and how he gets kind of added into that is nuts to me too. But like, that's a whole different conversation.
People don't like when I bring that part up.
We don't ever talk about how ass Kevin Love was in the 2016 finals because we don't have to, because Bron won that shit. All right. Shout out Deladova.
Hey, shout out Bron and Kyrie, man.
Hey, shout out J.R. Smith for real.
Oh yeah, we'll never forget.
We ain't got one. Somebody step up on this team like J.R. Smith did. Somebody make some fucking threes. Karis LeVert, act like you know how to play basketball today. Dribbling the ball up and down the fucking court like you like Mike. Like I can't stand how Karis LeVert plays sometimes, man.
Hopefully he gets possessed, but hopefully he got possessed by a good player last night.
just get possessed with somebody fucking decent. Get possessed by Jay Crowder. Okay? Like, play some defense, shoot the 3, and get in the fucking quarter, dog. Like, that's all I need from you.
Man.
I don't know what the basketball version is of shut your hoe ass up and make some drums, but JB needs to tell that to Karis. Like, you out here in the front like you one of the players. Shut up and shoot that shit. Okay? No, if you take 4 dribbles, Karis, and you not shooting, pass it. That's it. Evan, hey dog, dunk the fucking ball. Okay?
Please.
Dunk the fucking ball. Dunk it. Just for fun. Just dunk it. Just get used to doing it. Look, you'd be amazed how much more goes in when you try to dunk. If I
Or
see
how
you
many,
take a, if
or
I
how
see
often
you,
you might get calls if you try to dunk the ball instead of
if
just
I
laying
see
it up.
you have two people chasing after you and you lay this motherfucker up in the air or float it, I'm gonna smack you in your chest. Okay, dunk the fucking ball, Evan. Yeah, you see what Jared doing? Jared dunking that shit. Jared, I got no notes. Shoot it more, Jared. Fuck it. Okay, like that's my
I got
note.
no notes, and he was like, "Actually, you know what? Shoot the ball more."
More. Yeah, I like you. I like you this series. Everybody else, be better. Be better. Hey, Max Strus, stop drinking before the fucking games. Like, you drunk out there, dog. Be stumbling.
He said he woozy out there.
He woozy as fuck. Be turning the ball over, be missing it. He just don't be even rotate on defense sometimes. I mean, what the fuck is he doing?
Hey,
Max.
We ain't talking about it enough. Max has arguably been the worst player on the Cavs this series.
Boy, he lucky George exists.
Yeah, George catches a lot of the heat because we've been complaining about George the whole season, but
and let's be real.
He's been bad.
George is very noticeable out there because George looks like nobody else in the NBA basketball court.
Yeah.
So when he looks unathletic, we be mad because it's not like catching you by surprise. But yeah, man, somebody make some threes. Somebody just like shoot the ball and like get that bitch in the hoop. just that whole concept. We scored 10 points. 10 points, Cole. 10 points. No, quarter. And then it scored that many points in the fourth.
10 points in a quarter is ridiculous. At an NBA game? Against the Magic?
And Prime Shaq wasn't out there blocking shots. Like you, do the Magic
Dwight
have
Howard? Nothing.
Do they have Dwight and Shaq on the team? Like, do they got Prime, Dwight, and Shaq? Maybe I can excuse it. With Thabo out there locking people up, they ain't even like that. They're a good defensive team, but goddamn, 10 points, man. See, look, we lucky we not a more popular team, or else RDC World would have had fun with this.
Let's hope they don't have fun with this.
Hey, we not on their radar right now.
Let's hope they don't. Let's hope they don't.
Hey, look, if they don't do it, we gonna do it. Okay. Darius. Darius. You is not hooping. Look at him. 12 times All-Star.
Brian coming into the Cavs locker room. You're not even on the team. You not hooping.
Give me a ring.
Oh man.
Nah.
Oh man. Yeah. If y'all see a stream tomorrow, just know it's time to be negative.
Hey, Akalon got mad at you. Just got here. I saw a quote tweet saying the Lakers are the greatest franchise in response to merchandise sales. He said, "How are you a homer for another team? Haven't been this disgusted by a trader since something in Owens." Wow. That's nuts. Hey, don't call my dog that.
That's crazy, Akalon.
No, apologize. J. Cole that. Okay, that's nuts. That's nuts. You can't call him that.
But this is Candace Owens.
That's nuts.
Candace Owens is nuts.
That's a look.
Hey,
only
man.
thing worse he could call you is Jason Whitlock. Like that is awful.
Oh man.
You can't call him that. Like,
dang,
wow.
That would hurt a little bit.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like there are a few insults that would set me off. That's one of them. Like like if somebody said that to me in person, I would have a strong urge to strangle them. I don't know if I would go through with it, but I would want to. Like,
hey man,
I
might be a traitor, but not that kind of traitor.
Damn. Hey,
not that kind of traitor.
You gotta chill.
Candace Owens? That's the worst. She up there with Benedict Arnold, Loki.
I mean, that's if they having that conversation, like within the community that he just said that in. Like, that's worse than Benedict Arnold. All he backstabbed was America. Okay. Candace Owens did something even worse. Like, what you mean? Ray Rag says
they gonna make me so mad. I'll have to trade the whole team on 2K just to make myself feel bad.
That's real. That's real.
Ooh, that's real.
Alot said, also a grown man tried to convince me that B&M's has the best barbecue in Cleveland. Yeah, he don't know what he's talking about. Who said that? I've never heard that. Have you ever heard somebody say that's the best barbecue in Cleveland?
No, I've literally never heard somebody say that. Ray Rex said, you guys need to stop the stream. You would just keep getting super chats. And immediately afterward, run one more. Hey, Cole, what would piss you off more? LeBron to the Celtics or LeBron to the Warriors? LeBron to the Celtics. He would never do that, though. LeBron to the Celtics for sure. I know you would probably say you would probably say the Warriors, but
no, Celtics would be worse.
Okay, I'm glad we're on the same page.
Because I could just ignore him if he plays on the Warriors. Like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, like the Warriors are done, so like it wouldn't bother me. Which is
LeBron
also why I don't
Celtics
think he would do it.
Would feel fucking gross.
Nah.
Like, I'm getting sick just thinking about it.
LeBron on the Celtics would impact his legacy. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, like I would.
What are you doing, bro?
He's not better than Jordan if he does that.
I'll put Kareem over Bron if he do.
Yeah, Magic would never. Like, what? What? Kyrie would never.
Especially leaving the Lakers to go to the Celtics. Oh my God.
See, that part of it means nothing. Just him playing for the Celtics in general. It's just like,
Lord.
He can only come back to Cleveland or stay in LA. Yeah. Like if he plays for somebody random, like the fucking Charlotte Hornets, it's like, all right.
Like even if he goes to the Knicks, it's like you will go to the Knicks.
I don't want to watch him play for any new teams. 3 is enough. 3. Once you get to 4, you start looking like Vince Carter, and I can't respect it.
Either stay in LA or go back to Cleveland. Like,
yeah, that's 2 options. Or retire.
He not gonna retire yet though.
Why not? What the fuck does he have left to do?
He just want to keep playing.
Hey man, I'm just gonna put this out here. Once you've accomplished everything that you've accomplished, you gotta go.
Hey, Soul Train say he be copying Shaq. Heat, Lakers, Cavs, and Celtics.
All right. Well, that's it.
Gotta make a great Phoenix too.
No. Oh God. See, that's why we don't talk about Shaq like that, because he played on so many fucking teams. Like,
gotta make that one little quick pit stop in Phoenix.
The Shactus, remember?
The big cactus.
Yeah, the big Shactus. Came out with the Jabberwockies that year.
He did.
Underrated year of Shaq. But this has been Q and Cove. We have talked about it all. Okay. We have covered it all. We have nothing left to talk about. I hope y'all enjoyed. Y'all have a good one.
Hopefully we don't see y'all tomorrow.
Hopefully Donovan Mitchell shows up and forgets